Today we're talking about The Princess Bride.
Beat it, or I'll call the Brute Squad.
I'm on the Brute Squad.
You are the Brute Squad.
It's a fantastic movie. You can watch this with anybody.
That's probably not supposed to be. This is a good show. I just tape it sometimes.
She comes across the members of Be Kind Letry Wine.
I know.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya.
A sword for hire who's on a quest for revenge.
It's not Spanish, by the way.
That young 34-year-old Mandy.
That Fezzik delivers.
The great pirate Robert is here for you.
So there will be no survival.
I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
Fencing, fighting, torture, revenge, giants, monsters, chases, escapes, true love.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be Kind. Let's Rewind, the nostalgia podcast no one asked for. Today we're talking about The Princess Bride. And guys, after watching it this last time, I realized this is the ultimate couples movie.
It is, dude.
It's like
it really is.
This is one that you can watch. Everyone can watch with their significant other, and it's a fantastic movie. You can watch this with anybody.
That's probably not supposed to be. This is a good show. I just tape it sometimes.
No, it's got everything. It's got something for everybody, dude. It's a family like film. There's action. I mean, just like Grandpa says, which we'll get to.
Also,
are you kidding? Sword fight.
Sword fight. I wanted to, we normally start off like, when was the first time you saw this? This definitely was a TV find for me.
Yeah.
Because I think, was this 85 that this one came out?
87. 87.
87. So yeah. So this was a TV find, but it was like on TV constantly. It felt like when I was growing up, man. What about you, Leaf?
Man, same thing. Like it was. I don't really remember the first time that I saw it. I assume it was on television. I don't know what it did in the theater. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. But like,
how much?
Yeah, like I think this sort of fell into the radar, but just became something that like. How do you hate this movie? Like, it's the real question. I think.
It's just. I think they didn't know how to market it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point but it became like a mainstay in. I mean, to this very day, this is something you can't stop watching when you see it on, dude.
Chadwick, do you remember where you first saw
it? Yeah, I mean, it was within the last 10 years, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I watched it with my wife for the first time, and because this somehow got just in my mind categorically put with like Robin Hood Men in Tights, Monty Python, the more like slapstick British comedy stuff,
right?
And I just never gave it a shot.
Yeah.
And since I watched it, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago, I have watched it a lot.
Yeah, I know. And
it's so good.
Well, you can thank your wife for saving your soul.
We've already started.
in fact, when I find out that I have another kid out there somewhere, I'm going to read him this book.
He's going to read him that book.
There it is.
Yeah. And then he's going to have a difficult conversation. We'll probably lead him over to...
Out of the street.
Dude, get out of the street. I'm actually, I think we all did the same thing after watching this movie.
How could you
Drinking a little bit of wine tonight. I've got but I'm going to class it up. 19 Crimes, Snoop Dogg's wine.
Okay.
Yes, dude.
And I'm drinking it out of a chalice.
Good. Then pour the wine.
Inconceivable.
Leaf, what do you got, man?
Bro, that's so lame. You got your own very own chalice. I'm also drinking a little bit of red wine. I am drinking the Louis Jadot here, one of my favorites, a Beaujolais, dude, one of my go-tos. Inexpensive, cheap, y'all. If y'all,
Beaujolais.
yes, it's actually from France, André. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you about the wine because of the André impressions.
Yeah, it's just gotten out of hand. We haven't even started drinking yet. Chadwick, dude, what do you got?
Kane. I bet my life on it. Nope. I've got some tailgate red from Georgia Wine.
Nice. Repping the home team.
Also,
your own
little silver. Nice, dude.
That's nice, dude.
Dude, I also don't sniff fucking poison. Just shout out of the gate. Like, stop doing that. Also want to shout out our rewinder of the month, Rick. When we're recording this, we have some games yet to be played for our beloved football team. So hopefully those work out by the time this thing airs.
What the fuck happened?
Hey!
Dude, if you guys want to be Rewinder of the Month, reach out to us on social, man. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, the TikToks, the TikToks, all those good things.
We do them all, baby.
Yeah, man. So just hit us up on there because I don't really want to waste much more time on this because this one is going to be a juicer. As you guys have sat through last week's episode, we figured we'd have a palate cleanser after the...
Pussy, 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 pussy.
I don't even want to say it anymore. Leaf, why don't you go ahead and kick us off, not your wine open, with some boring ass facts.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are uninitiated, The Princess Bride is a 1987 American fantasy adventure comedy film directed and co-produced by Rob Reiner, R.I.P.
Dude, yeah, let's just stop there to give a shout out and give some love to Mr. Rob Reiner.
Yes.
Tons of movies and a lot of joy he's brought us through film, and actually have a very special and kind of educational shit stuck in my head this week.
They're bald from the eyebrows down.
Wow.
Nothing, not a stitch. It's like lasers.
Wow.
They do
New
laser
world,
treatment.
see? I was born too early.
I've never been a fan of the bush, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
So, anytime you've heard in our podcast, I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
That was the context of that from Wolf of Wall Street, Mr.
Yes.
Rob Reiner. So
shout out,
cheers,
dude.
man.
Shout out,
R.I.P.
man.
And thanks for this gem, dude.
Dude, really appreciate it, man. This is, of course, also adapted by the William Goldman novel of the same name. So it did do, as Shabak mentioned, had a budget of $16 million.
No.
What?
Not Goldman. This is S. Morgenstern's classic
you're right.
tale.
Hey, my mistake. Look, it was I read it off Wikipedia, man. That's all I got, dude. It had a budget of $16 million and made a paltry sum of $30.9 million. So barely double what they put into it, but untold billions probably in video sales, streaming, et cetera, because this one is just, I mean, how do you not know this film? If you haven't seen it, please,
dude, yeah, you got to go watch it, and it's just it's just a good movie. You can watch this with anybody, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, William Goldman's novel is what this is based off of, and a couple of documentaries I saw with old William Goldman. He as he was going through and doing the writing the book, I guess his daughters had different ideas of what the title needed to be, and one wanted to have bride in there, one of them to have princess.
Well, he was going to write them a story, and one of them wanted a story about a princess, and one wanted a story about a bride.
So then he wrote that. What I thought was kind of cool, of course, my ass is going to lean into the André in this.
Hello, lady.
Goldman's seen André the Giant in Madison Square Garden several times and was like, wanted to write a larger-than-life character. So what's cool is this, even as a story, was always meant for André to be Fezzik.
Yeah.
And so they were able to kind of full circle that with the casting and things like that. So
let's go ahead and get this out of the way real quick. Talking about William Goldman. Yes, he wrote the book, but he did this whole meta thing. Do you guys know the story about the S. Morgenstern?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I wondered about that.
Okay, so this is hilarious. He wrote this book, and it's supposed to be the abridged version of S. Morgenstern's classic tale. So it's supposed to be an old book that he took all the good parts out of and made a shorter version. And even to the point where, like, there are things he left out, like after Wesley and Buttercup roll down the hill right after their reunion, there's like this sex scene basically, and because that wasn't included in his version of it, when people found out that existed, he's like, look, if you want that part of it, then you need to write a letter to S. Morgenstern, and they'll release it to you. So people, for sure, they did, and they got a letter back from the estate of S. Morgenstern saying, "This is our property. We're not releasing it. I don't care what he says." Blah blah blah.
Right?
It was all bullshit.
I love that.
He was actually entering those letters.
Yeah, so how
it was just a fucking joke to him the entire time.
But also, how forward thinking is that? You just created this myth, this mysterious shit with this thing, basing it off of something that doesn't exist. Like
that's a beautiful troll, man.
Dude, that is, man. That's expert trolling for sure. Dude, good story, Shadwick. Well done.
Man, well done, dude. I guess we could get straight into it, man. Are y'all ready to go?
As you wish.
The Princess Bride opens up with a familiar game for those who owned a Commodore 64, the 8-bit home computer system with 64 kilobits of RAM, released in 1982 for a retail price of $595 or $1,940 today, playing the game Hardball.
The very first thing you hear before you ever even see anything is a kid coughing, and then you hear that "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Yeah.
And then it opens up with young Fred Savage, which has always been one of my favorites, and I think it's because I always love when it's a young person that speaks with like an older mentality.
Yeah.
Like he's such a smart ass. And I love that. Like that. What's that? The actress name now? Haley Steinfeld or something like that. She did a remake of True Grit a while back when she was pretty young.
Josh Allen married.
Oh yeah,
the quarterback from the Bills, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. I know that because of Shawn.
But she was so good in that. Like, I mean, I think she's portraying maybe like a 12, 13-year-old girl, but she speaks with a vocabulary of, better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking.
She talks real good, ball.
Yeah, this was Fred Savage's, I think, one of his first acting gigs, if I'm not mistaken.
How far ahead of the Wonder Years was
Wonder
this?
Years had to be like a year later. So if this would have been filmed probably in 85, 86.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, and also if you look in his background, man, he's got some He-Man action figures back there.
Well, I was
like
rummaging through all my saved toys trying to find them because I had the majority of that stuff.
I did too. I forgot there's a hairy He-Man action figure that's back there.
Yep, that's Beastman. There's the suction
sucker
cup
one. Yeah, that's like his name's Sucker or Slug or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of toys, by the way,
Knob Slobber, I think.
If you can see this right here, I have a Fezzik Funko Pop.
Okay.
That I got a long time ago, and then I just looked that up on eBay the other day, and that bitch is going for about $300 right now. So,
wow,
shit, dude, good call. He's also a Chicago Bears fan, dude.
Yeah, he's got his Bears gear on. I mean,
the Captain America from Secret Wars. I had that. I knew I still had that one, but I gifted that to someone a couple years ago for Christmas. He's a big collector.
Oh, that's cool.
And then there's a Ferrari, and it's you guys remember the ones where you like pull back and it makes a click, and then you let go.
Dude. That's shit rockets forward.
Dude,
that was
I'm
one
telling
of those.
you, that's crazy. Like between everyone and Be Kind, Let's Rewind, we had this dude's entire room because I had a Commodore 64,
except for the Bears stuff.
Yeah, except for the bear stuff. Except for the mustache. But like it was I don't know, dope ass room out of the gate. And this scene kind of makes me sad because he's a young kid, he's sick, and his mom's in there and lets him know that grandpa's there. And he doesn't even want to hang out. Yeah, he doesn't want to hang out with his grandpa, and he's like, "Do I have to? Can you make him leave or whatever?"
Dude.
And like, I'll
he's
think
going to
back.
pinch my cheeks.
Well, yeah, and I think back to like when I was young too, and obviously my grandparents are no longer here. So when you sometimes would be like, "I don't want to go over there" or whatever, and then you think back when you get older, and you're like, "You're a fucking idiot, Chris."
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You look back and see what you messed up. So like, I obviously related with Fred Savage's character, as a younger person, and now I look back the same as you, Chris. I'm just like, shut up, idiot.
Yeah,
like just hang out with your grandfather,
dude. Get some of that knowledge dropped on you, young man.
Right. Yep. And I think by the end, that's sort of what happens, right? Like I think as little as Fred Savage's character is like on the screen, I think he matures like a lot during the story, and which is kind of a unique, really interesting thing about this movie. There's really like sort of like a mini movie happening inside of the story, which will
and they are so good. Rob Reiner did so well on this, because when you're telling a story inside of a story, you have to check back.
Yes,
and he does that so well with Fred Savage's like little snarky comments.
Yeah, well, and he does it really well too. To when we get to the eels, and like he'll break tension with them going back. Like we always talk about, you use comedy to break action and action to break comedy, and all these techniques. Like that's a smart technique to go back to the story that's in the story.
Right.
So.
And I feel like this movie is a masterclass in that, dude.
It is.
And so the grandpa brings with him a present. It's wrapped up. It's obviously in a dusty old ass book. The Princess Bride by S. Morgenstern. The grandfather, of course, is very excited to read this to his ill grandson. Just real quick notice, if you haven't watched it, he's not terminally ill. The more that I wrote like the synopsis, I'm like, I just keep thinking like he's sick. You guys are like, he's coughing. I'm like, he's not dying.
He's not dying. He just missed school and was probably having the best day of his life playing video games.
Until Grandpa like shows up with a dusty tome to like waste his time.
It just made me think of when I would rent Sega Genesis games. And then, like, come Monday, I would, like, fake being sick so I could stay home and play. So I could play Joe Montana Quarterback Club.
Oh, dude, we would all do it, man.
Yes, absolutely. Good shit, man. Those are good times, dude. But Grandpa, obviously, the grandson is, like, he's sort of just less enthusiastic about, like, the grandpa reading to him from a dusty tome. But Grandpa promises the book is filled with sword fights, torture, and most importantly, true love. So we get.
I guess it sounds okay.
Yeah,
I'll try to stay awake.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Very nice.
So as Grandpa begins to read the story, we're whisked away to the magical realm of Florin, where the actual real movie begins. We have this like nice transition.
We should mention that the grandfather is played by Columbo, Peter Falk.
Yeah, why do I don't have that on my notes? I'll skip that one. Yes, thank you, Shadwick. Peter Falk.
So when this movie starts and we're actually in the story itself, the majority of I think all of the movie, except for maybe the Savage scenes, was actually shot like overseas. I think in England, and then I think there's
even those parts were 99.9% of it was filmed in England.
It's very European looking, like area.
I got to shout out real quick my homeboy Ben from work. So Ben, one of his buddies got married back in 2017, like over in England, and they did like an entire tour of shooting spots for this movie.
Oh,
so
my
he
God.
has
So
all
cool,
he's
dude.
got like a video. I'll try to link it in here. He has a video on YouTube I think you can watch.
That's cool.
But so he actually Ben recently went to where the Cliffs of Insanity are, right? Like, and is wearing a Be Kind Let's Rewind shirt right over there.
No shit.
So yeah,
Hell
man.
yeah, man.
Let's
Telling
see
you,
that.
Ben's a real one.
Let's see
out,
that
man.
picture.
Absolutely, we will, man.
Shout out. So yeah, as Chris mentioned, this is a very European sort of setting, and Grandpa obviously is telling the story of a farm girl named Buttercup, played by Robin Wright, of course, and a farm boy named Wesley, played by Cary
How
Elwes.
about Robin Wright, last person to try out for this role?
Yeah.
They had like hundreds, and she was the very last one they auditioned.
She was just awarded the role the week before they started filming.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because she was on a soap opera, I think, but that's what Rob Reiner said.
She gets the call, and they're like, "Yeah, get your ass to London."
Yeah,
London, Doug. Yes, fish chips, Mary fucking Poppins.
She was on Santa Barbara, and I think it's Cary. How you say it? Elwes.
Yeah,
Cary
Elwes.
He was talking about talking with her when they first met, and she was talking about how they would get like hundreds of pages of a script like each day that they had to do for soap operas.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's just crazy work.
I think she was 19 when they filmed this. So at 19, she's already pretty seasoned in acting.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
Like you said though, I think they did. Was it 500 or 5,000 people?
I want to say it was 500 is what I read, or what was in this documentary. There's a documentary called "As You Wish" you can find on YouTube that's on this, and they said it was 500.
Yeah.
Evidently, Uma Thurman, Courtney Cox, and Meg Ryan all auditioned for Buttercup before Robin Wright was eventually cast.
But I mean,
they would have all sucked actually.
Yeah, she was the perfect one for it, and I think too. And you can pick this up. I guess her and Cary kind of hit it off a little bit. Like no romantic involvement, but they kind of crushed on each other a little bit on set, and it came across on film. So that's I don't know, just the way that she plays this character. And I mean, I think is Cary the only one that's actually English in this movie? Everyone else is just like putting on accents, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
To my knowledge, I believe so.
Like,
yeah,
it's
the
pretty
rest are
wild.
American.
Robin Wright's stepfather was English, so
okay. She did a great job. I wonder though, like people like any of our listeners over in the UK, I wonder if it's like, you know, when we were talking about in our episode last week, and I'm just tired of saying it, but like when we're talking about hearing Southern accents, because we're from the South, so when they draw, I wonder if people in the UK hear some of these accents and they're like, you wanker. Like, I've seen Ted Lasso, I know.
Yeah.
You do.
Hey, it's the same word, but it sounds different now.
Yeah.
But Buttercup is obviously a total bitch to Wesley.
Yeah.
Nah, she's flirting with him. You know how it is. Like, obviously, there's
it's schoolyard love. She's basically pulling his hair.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And they have a back and forth basically consistently. And no matter how much she ribs him or teases him, because they're both growing up on this farm together, you know, as young, obviously, like teens, his response is always "as you wish." Right? Like he doesn't ever really respond towards her aggression with aggression. I can't say I'm as good of a man for sure.
Will you do the dishes? I'm like, God damn it.
She's like, what's that? And you're like, as you wish, as you wish.
As you wish.
My wife is like, Leaf, will you please get a real job? And I'm like, why?
Do you think Wesley, like, he's buzzing his ass on this farm and she's like making him do all this, like jump through hoops, you know, just to prove his love? And he gets back in the barn every night and he's like, as you wish, as you wish.
I think we all gathered that out from this movie.
I think so, yeah.
I'm glad we're like 25 minutes in before our first jerk off joke. This is definitely a little better than last week's Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh God, that was a rough one, dude. I hope y'all enjoy that because YouTube isn't going to.
Yeah, Buttercup's
it's like, why do we have 3 views?
Buttercup's like, Wes, will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Please?
He's like,
Oh, no.
We just ruined this PG movie.
All right, yeah, it's already R-rated now, thanks to us. It was always gonna happen.
But like you said, they do this back and forth, and then she realized, I think the narration is she realizes, he's confessing his love with As You Wish. And then
He is, yeah.
And I mean, it's puppy dog love. Like, it's young people's love. Like, all you care about is your true love. And
Hold on. What is this?
Is this a kissing book?
Yeah, right. Immediately, like as it gets more and more mushier, the grandson just like we're interjected immediately and pulled back out of the story as Fred Chavez's character is just like, dude, I don't like girls. I mean, I don't want all this mushy stuff. And Grandpa's just like, all right. So he starts to try to skip over some of the mushier scenes as they fall in love. But as is the European tradition, they're both Buttercup and Wesley are low social status, and they're in proximity to one another, so they fall in love. And the film jumps back, and it turns out that farm life ain't paying. Green Acres is a fucking lie.
Man. You gotta go. This is when back in the day when you used to go out on a boat and find your fortune, or fall off the flat Earth.
Yeah, dude.
Whichever one happened is what happened. So
the Earth is flat.
Yeah, cue up Dan Soder. Dan Soder, sponsor our podcast. Love of God. Please.
And so Wesley tells his beloved Buttercup he's going to have to make his fortune, and he leaves to do so. But he never makes it to his destination as word spreads that his ship was beset upon by the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Dude, he is, and that's... It's bad news. Dread Pirate Roberts has been on a hell of a run for a long time.
He has, and he takes no prisoners.
It's like Captain Insano.
He is. He takes no prisoners, It's crazy.
And, of course, she is devastated of the news, assuming that he is dead, and swears upon heaven and earth she will never love again. Because this is true love, man. This is the real deal, man.
It's about love.
5 years later, 5 years passes in the magical realm, and the next scene takes place at a huge castle where Prince Humperdinck, played by Chris Sarandon, is to announce his new bride. I wonder who it could be.
And you said his last name is Sarandon? Yes, it is that Sarandon.
Oh, really?
He was married to Susan Sarandon.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yes.
See, look.
It
learn
is
some
Mr.
new shit every day.
Check out the big brain on bread.
This is obviously the 500th anniversary of the kingdom. This is a big deal. And so Prince Humperdinck obviously is free to choose from his...
One more shout out on this one, Ben, that I was talking about earlier. Like, he's just tied through the Princess Bride through this. He actually got to meet him in the airport, so he has a picture of him with
Chris Sarandon.
Yeah, and he said he was a really cool dude. Got to meet him. He's got a picture with him. If I can get permission, I'll put that one up on here, man. But yeah, dude, he said he was like, dude, fucking crazy. Like, there he is, just Humperdinck in the airport or whatever. Like,
dude, shout out to his performance, by the way. And like, if you don't think like Shrek and all of these other like comedies and animations didn't rip from like his like appearance, 100%. Performance, man, like he is this quintessential like rich, medieval
pompous
douchebag
ass.
Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man. Yeah.
So shocker, his new bride is Princess Buttercup. And she may never love another man again, but that ain't gonna stop her from getting that fucking bag, bro. Like,
well, and here's the thing: is he didn't listen to the wise words that Jay-Z would say later on in life, which was pick him from the hood, keep him looking good, but don't ever fucking feed him. And that's something that you should take to heart.
So,
man, he's supposed to feed themselves.
So
what are they going to eat?
So, in the book, it talks about how he was supposed to be married to like another princess because that's how that hierarchy works. Like a prince has to marry a princess, or whatever. And I think the girl was like balding or something. Like he was disgusted by her. So I can't remember exactly what happened. Like somehow he did away with her, and so he he finds Buttercup on the farm and basically makes her the princess over a made-up country.
Ah, okay.
So
that's in the book, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
From the book, motherfucker, from the book.
Yeah, they never touch on that in the movie.
Right.
It goes from her living on a farm to all of a sudden he's calling her Princess Buttercup.
Right.
So that's
That
how
makes sense,
you
yeah.
arrive there.
Okay, I like that.
And he's obviously free to choose whoever he wants, and her love being dead, she's just like, whatever, man, So she sort of goes
She's like, you know what? If I can't be happy, I might as well have some love in my life.
May as well be.
Which actually,
be
just
rich.
remember this because this will come full circle for our Norm Macdonald clip of the week later on. So,
and so the only thing that she does enjoy is going for horseback rides, and that
Alone
puts
in
her
the
out
woods.
into the woods by herself, where she comes across the members of Big Hind Lettree Wine. It's just
We are but poor, lost circus performers. Is there a village nearby?
Yeah, so she is beset on one of her solo rides into the forest by three hardened criminals. One, Inigo Montoya, a Spaniard played by Mandy Patinkin, a sword for hire who's on a quest for revenge.
Dude,
who
who
is not Spanish, by the way.
Dude, I know, seeing him out of character, like in his like normal ass, like northern accent or whatever it is that he has, like blew me away. Like
I never dreamed or imagined that young 34-year-old Mandy in 1985 would end up in a film that would become something akin to The Wizard of Oz of a certain generation.
When he's talking, like, what a fucking tremendous job he did in this.
He's so
to
freaking
be
good,
that
dude.
he was that character.
He
was
was.
Inigo Montoya.
Do you know why he accepted the role?
No.
In 1972, his father died of cancer. So
okay.
in this,
I did read that.
He felt like he had a chance to revive his dad momentarily, at least. And when he was, we'll get to it, but when he's fighting, what's his name, Rugal? He said he basically felt like he was fighting the cancer that killed his dad.
That's fucking crazy.
Right, and he was
I
out for
feel
revenge.
that because I have something about that scene that I want to talk about when we get to it.
Oh yeah.
But like he does a great job in this. I want to introduce the next one because it's Fezzik.
Go right ahead, man.
Played by André René Roussinov. Of course, André the Giant. He's playing a giant that, he has just a big heart. In this. He's like a big kid is basically what he's playing in this.
He's such a good character, man.
Big heart, like enlarged?
Well, yeah, because he had a tumor on his pituitary gland. But aside from that, he also has like childlike wonder.
He does.
Side note, some dumb trivia. Did you know what his original name was? Like when he was overseas wrestling before he came to the United States. He was
also Blanco?
He was Jean Ferry. And so when he came to Canada, they were like, yeah, you can't be that because that means giant fairy over here. We're going to call you André the Giant.
It's like, I told you the problem was the
He's like, okay, boss.
Okay, boss. So I got some stories about him throughout this.
Yeah, we got plenty of André trivia coming up. So
Leaf, grab that last one.
I didn't realize that he would. This was so close to the end of his life. Yeah. I didn't realize he was in so much pain that he couldn't even pick people up.
Yeah, I know. Like there's a lot of camera tricks that we'll talk about too.
Yeah.
I'm really glad Shelley brought up that point. Upon this watch through, I could see him stumbling a couple of times, and it just sort of broke my heart. Like I kind of miss not knowing that bit of trivia because it made this movie a lot more enjoyable for me. But to see him performing in some scenes, I'm like,
I don't know.
See him.
I don't know, Leaf, if you've watched it. I know Chris has, but there was a great documentary on HBO about André.
No, and I think it's on YouTube now.
Basically, like this world is just not made for someone that big,
right? Yeah. So all the stuff he had to go through, traveling, and
which makes his performance even him being so gentle, and the real stories I'm sure Chris and Shadow will both get into shortly. I mean, just makes his performance even more amazing. As we go forward. But the final criminal is Vizzini, played by Wallace Shawn.
Yeah, dude.
God bless. He's a pseudo-intellectual criminal bent on starting a war between the fictional countries of Florin and the neighboring country, Gilder.
You know, I'm going to be honest, I didn't even pay attention to this this plot line of what he even was doing probably the first 20 times I saw this movie.
Yes. Yeah, me neither.
Did you know that Wallace Shawn is actually a fucking genius? Like,
I mean, I definitely can see it.
I think he has like a BA from Harvard in history, and then he studied. I think he has a couple more degrees from Oxford.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So his intellect truly is dizzying.
I am the smartest man alive!
It is, dude. In fact, I believe
Just getting started.
Moron.
Inconceivable. And so he actually, from my research, at one point in time, during a break in filming, like he went to Oxford and gave like a speech, a symposium on something
crazy.
like.
There is a beast living within each and every one of you. A filthy beast whose name is...
That's insane, dude.
In the middle of filming.
And also, he thought the entire time they were filming this movie, he was going to be fired.
Yeah, I read that too. Or that was in the documentary. Like, you can see him, I think, in the scene that we pulled all of our Booze of the Week from.
Yeah.
Like, he's
By
like...
all the wits.
Yeah, he's sweating. Like, because he kept thinking that they were going to can him.
They did.
So that was by far the hardest bit of the film for him, because he had so much dialogue, and that was the first day of shooting for him.
Oh, yeah. So that makes sense. Okay.
But also what happened was his agent told him, for whatever reason, that the role had previously been offered to Danny DeVito.
Whoa, whoops, oh! I dropped my monster condom that I used for my Magnum Dong.
Yeah. Who turned it down, and then Richard Dreyfuss.
Really?
So he was actually the third choice. So he had that in the back of his mind the entire time. So when it got to the scene we're talking about, the Battle of the Wits, he actually had Rob Reiner like read the stuff to him the way he wanted him to do it. And then he's like, okay, so how would Danny DeVito do this? Because that's how he was like, he was in his own head.
Dude, you can't give somebody with dizzying intellect that many things to think about, you know?
I listened, there's an audiobook that Cary Elwes did called As You Wish, and it has a lot of audio like from the cast members, and Wallace Shawn's talking about that, and he's like, if I could give advice to any agents out there, don't ever tell your people that they were the third choice for something.
They're like, you're going to be the third choice for that. And he's like, inconceivable.
Yeah.
Why is his like tongue so fat when he's talking? Like,
it makes it even funnier, in my opinion, man. Like,
and then plus, like this, the character was supposed to be Sicilian, and he's like, I'm Jewish, I'm not, I don't. And
you're like,
I don't
really?
Sound, I don't sound like I don't sound Sicilian. And Rob Reiner, according to everyone that's talked about this movie, they all absolutely love him. Like he was so compassionate and so easy to work with and so encouraging. He's like, no, this Sicilian sounds just like you.
Right.
Like, you are this guy. Don't think about anything else. And so Wallace Shawn's like, so that performance is 40% me, 40% Rob, and 20% Danny DeVito.
Whoa, whoops, oh! I dropped my monster condom that I used for my Magnum Dong.
Which is crazy because like Danny DeVito just has sort of I know he's like a small character, like he's height, his height is short in stature, but he has such a commanding presence, and I just can't
he would
see
have been
him
big fucking money back then.
Yeah, but like the way that Wallace Shawn plays the character is so neurotic, and he's full of like false confidence, right?
Yeah.
It's like you could tell like he is super nervous. And tries to constantly just bloviate about his own intellect because he's insecure.
I'm insecure. You
can't tell about it.
I heard also, like, I think that it was one of those, or one of the docs I watched, that Danny DeVito wasn't really offered the job as much as his name was tossed around.
That's what I thought. I bet you they just mentioned his name.
So, like, I don't know if it was just in the back of their minds, or they were like, it would be cool to have Danny DeVito for this, but like, it's like some of the stuff we do when we hear about the casting. You go in these documentaries and you find out, like, no, that really was never offered to this person. Their name got brought up,
right,
like a wish list. But anyway, so he is.
I wonder if that came about because Carol King, she was on Taxi with him,
right?
So I wonder if that.
It may be
that may have been what triggered his name being brought up.
That's a good pull, man. So anyway, so they meet up with these three very important characters in this movie.
And they immediately kidnap the Princess Buttercup, and André the Giant's massive freaking hand grabs her on the back of the neck. It just passes out just like any of us probably would.
Oh, dude, yeah. They actually said, they talk about André. Like I said, I'll tell some stories about André I heard through this. But so André, it was cold on set. And so in between takes, André would put his hand on her head to help keep her warm. Like, just because his hand went all the way over her head like a toboggan or whatever. And he would do that to help keep her warm on set. And
he also crazy. He also comforted Wallace Shawn because Wallace was terrified of heights.
Mm-hmm.
So when they filmed them going up the cliffs of insanity, it was actually on a forklift. They filmed that.
Yeah.
But there's still 35 feet in the air.
Right.
And Wallace Shawn, he's strapped to André and can't move. He's terrified. And he said that André had a flask of cognac that he offered him. And he's like, no, I'm already kind of dizzy, And he's like, don't worry, I'll take care of you.
Yeah. And
and that like really like comforted him.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like that, there's in that André documentary, there's these, everybody that knows anything about André, like if he liked you, he'd call you boss. Like, okay, boss. Like, that's what, like, you hear Rob Reiner a lot of times would do impressions of André where he's talking about André was maybe had the day off or was out late the night before and he's just drunk and then he's just like, hey, boss, like, or whatever. Like, but by all accounts, man, André was freaking amazing, as we all know.
Right. So and much like this character, I think he did have that childlike, wonderment for the world.
Yeah,
like
I think
he just
people say
he just was a good-hearted person.
Yeah, and that's what I've always heard too, man. So
the three criminals kidnap the princess and set off in a ship for the country across the sea, where Vizzini intends on killing the girl and framing the country of Gilder for her murder, so a war can begin.
I will have war.
And
because didn't he put like a patch on the horse he sends back?
Yeah,
like,
he's framing this country. He's setting it up.
Again, I missed all of this. Like the first 20 times I saw this fucking movie, like because I'm just leaning into the characters. Like I'm missing dialogue and story plots.
They capture the scene, man. And so I agree with you. With just like I didn't notice it either for so many watch throughs because you just know three criminals have Princess Buttercup. You don't really notice what they're doing or their conversations, but this is where you get a little more background too with Inigo and Fezzik as they sort of protest Vizzini killing the girl.
I just don't think it's right killing an innocent girl.
Am I going mad? Or did the word think escape your lips?
Yeah, Vizzini is basically he's an asshole.
Well, he's talking everyone
down to everybody.
Yeah.
He talks to Inigo.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
About, you were just drunk when I found you. I give you a job, I give you a reason. And then he's talking to Fezzik about how dumb he is. And you get this camaraderie between Fezzik and Inigo.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Because you can tell Fezzik is hurt by those words. And Inigo...
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Comes over and they initiate this little rhyming game that they have.
Right. It's like
probably he means no harm.
He's really very short on charm.
It's like he's consoling him. He's coming back over to talk, because you can see Fezzik's like hurt by what it is, and it's this rhyming game they play, and so Indigo will just say something, or Inigo.
Inigo.
Inigo. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Inigo.
And we drink, guys. Just if you're all about pronunciation, fuck you, man. Like,
Leaf's like, if it involves correcting anything I'm doing on this podcast,
don't at me in chat.
Yeah, don't correct it.
We got it right the first time. Right,
yeah, so. Inigo Montoya, he's talking to him and he says, hey, he kicks him off with a phrase, and then Fezzik says something back where it rhymes.
No more rhymes now, I mean it.
Anybody want a peanut?
Yeah!
I forgot what the first one is.
But I think that's important because that initially separates them from Vizzini.
Yeah.
Where you see Vizzini, he doesn't care, like he plans to murder the girl. He is actually a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These other guys that work for the bad guy, they're not so bad.
Right, exactly. I don't mind it.
They're not really about that life, And again, Vizzini's sort of the real criminal deal here, and they're sort of just hired guns in a lot of ways. But despite their protests, they do set off. And at one point, Princess Buttercup jumps off the ship and tries to swim to safety. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. She's not the brightest bulb.
Well,
she's a farm girl.
Well, she used the opportunity. They were all looking back because Indigo's.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
So after this is when they're going to they're sailing off, and they think that they're in the clear now at this point. No one saw them. They he's framed the other country, and Inigo just keeps looking back. And he's just like, stop doing that. And he was Vizzini. He's like, you stop doing that. And he's like, no one's following us. No one saw us. And he's like, why do you keep looking back? And he's like, because there's a ship back there. And they're
following us.
Yeah, there's someone following us. And so that's the opportunity Buttercup uses to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, she jumps off the ship.
Into the
infested waters, man, with the flesh-eating eels. And basically Vizzini tells her, look, you need to come back. We're not trying to kill you yet.
Mm-hmm.
And the eels aren't going to offer you any stay. So
and this is our first check back into the grandson and grandfather,
which is great pacing because you forgot about them at this point.
Yes,
yeah, you're lost in the story. Yeah, you were lost in the story, and then
the eels are coming to tear her apart. And right when it's lunging at her with its fangs, and it's really creepy. Grandpa stops the story.
She doesn't get eaten by the eels at this time.
What?
He catches him up to where Fezzik bonks the eel.
The eel and pulls Buttercup out, and saves her. And they basically have this sort of back and forth together, but in the distance, like Shadwick mentioned, there is a ship following them, just slowly gaining on them, as they make their way across the ocean. But it's too little too late. As morning dawns, Vizzini states that they've arrived at their destination, the Cliffs of Insanity. A sheer rock wall.
God, man.
There has only a single rope from which you can ascend the horrible, this just cliff face. And...
Dude, good little shots here. So they're going up like Shadwick said. There's the Fezzik is carrying everyone up, and they're on a forklift when they're shooting this.
Yeah,
the stunt person that is, as you find out, is Wesley, but as a stunt person, when the I guess we find out it's the Dread Pirate Roberts soon, but when he's climbing up the rope. I don't know what effect they have on that or what's pulling him up there because obviously that's not him. But it looks, I don't know. I love the way that it's almost cartoonish.
It makes me laugh every time the way that it
reminds
looks.
Me so much. Did you guys ever see, I think it was the 1977 Spider-Man TV series?
No.
Leaf, did you ever see it?
I did see it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, when he was crawling up walls.
Yeah, okay,
obviously,
so similar.
They obviously had something attached and just pulling him up.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like he was just pantomiming the motion.
Right,
but
right.
Like
That's what this is.
Up.
Is like, yeah, you can
And
tell he's being pulled up, but
and he's gaining on them.
Right.
And so Vizzini's like laying in to Fezzik, like, you're supposed to be this colossus, you know?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the strongest person. And he's like, well, he's just carrying himself. I'm carrying 3 people.
Yeah.
and then I think it was Chris was talking about, you know, sometimes you say this to your wife when she's don't want to go down. You're like, did I make it clear that your job is at stake?
His job is on the line.
Yeah, his job is on the line. Yeah, I can tell you that would have never been stated because she would be unemployed very fast.
It's gross. Blowjobs are gross.
Yeah. But so as they're climbing up, you see this man in black, which I've already spoiled it, but if you've already seen this movie, if you're listening to this podcast, anyway, chasing them from behind.
Yes.
And they get to the top, and
that's how I like to chase them.
And Vizzini is going to cut the rope and go ahead and end this little problem. You see the rope slide all the way off, and you're like, well, that's done. But not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso would say.
Yeah, they look over the edge. He didn't fall.
Yeah. He's so fucking animated,
It's
man.
inconceivable he didn't fall, man. I
know,
agree with
that's when you get this great line. He's like,
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
So we all have a friend that she has a big presence on social media, and she posted something several months back, and she used the term raw dog. and my response was, that word you keep saying, I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yes, dude.
So this is a great scene, and I got a little bit of background on this because the orders are given by Vizzini. He's like, all right, Fezzik, grab the girl. We're going to bounce. And you go, Montoya, you're going to stay here. And if he falls and it kills him, great. If he gets to the top, the sword.
Yeah.
And so
I'm going to do him left-handed.
Yeah. And he's just, well, he you know, it'll be over too quick if he does it, you know, right-handed. So
wouldn't satisfy him.
He doesn't like to wait.
I hate waiting.
So they leave, and he's growing very impatient at this time.
Yeah, as
and
the man in black is crawling up the wall, like slowly trying not to
starts
fall.
making small talk with him.
It's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah. Don't mean to be rude.
But he's like, I hate waiting.
Yeah, I know.
You know? So they have his back and forth. He's like trying to, you know, is there anything I can do to make you trust me? So you got these like back and forth. It's, you know, comedy beat, beat. And it's kind of a wide shot. But then I thought it was really clever when he makes the vow, like, I swear to you on my father's soul or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The camera is like close up on him.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
Yeah.
And it just adds
an endearing shot. Like,
yeah,
you
it just
believe
adds
him.
sincerity to it.
Yeah, you believe him. And so he throws him the rope. He comes up and he's, you know, and the man in black is going to grab a sword. And he's like, no, you know, he wants it to be wants it to be a fair fight. Hey, man.
He does. And
sit down, like, you know, like you catch your breath.
Yeah,
and
rest
then
up.
they just kind of shoot the shit for a second.
And I love this scene because like there's this sort of like honor among thieves. Like these guys are about to duel to the death, but you get this amazing scene where you almost momentarily forget that they're about to kill each other because they have this deep like conversation. Inigo Montoya talks about the reason why he's doing what he does. He gives him his entire background. I guess it's safe to tell him because he's about to murder him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the man in black just
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
just sits there and sort of listens, and Diego tells him like his backstory, like from start to finish, that his father was
a drinker and a fiend.
a sword maker, and that, you know, he made a sword for a six-fingered man, and
I've never seen a sequel.
They had an argument over the price, and the six-fingered man slashed him through the heart and like killed his father. And he was 11 years old, and he tried to avenge him, but the man basically easily defeated him.
I remember you being a lot bigger. To a 10-year-old, I'm huge.
And gave him the cuts on his cheek. Man, it's like just deep freaking lore. I remember the first time like watching this, or one of the first few times, and I'm just like enthralled about his story. About
when I heard his
revenge.
story, I like looked over like on the replacements. I was like, "That's some deep shit, Shane."
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, you're going from those comedy beats, and then Mandy just like fucking lays it on you,
dude. It's so good, dude.
You break. I mean, it's breaking up the beats from comedy with serious.
Yeah,
and then we get to this scene where they start sword fighting, and kudos to the actors on this, because they themselves trained for months, and every bit of actual sword fighting in this scene is them.
Yep. And do you know the two master swordsmen that they had training them? Like they worked on Star Wars.
Highlander.
One of them was actually Darth Vader.
Yeah,
like in the
anytime,
scenes. Anytime Darth Vader was like using a lightsaber.
Yeah. Shout out to Peter Diamond. Was one of the men, Shadwick. He was the stunt coordinator on the original Star Wars trilogy, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Highlander. By the way, the one you're talking about is Bob Anderson. He was also another one of their trainers, who he was, like you said, during the lightsaber fights, he played Darth Vader. Like he was big enough to replace David Prowse.
It's just crazy to me that these dudes, they watched some old swashbuckling movies, and they would pick out, kind of, like when you're learning to be a pro wrestler or some shit, and you're like, oh, that was a cool spot. I want to learn to do that. That's like, that's like, they were like, okay, how do we do this? We saw this in the movie. How can we? That sword fighting is badass. Not to mention the dialogue that they're using in there. Like Goldman researched fencing and sword fighting, so these are actual terms that they're talking about, the fighting styles.
You're using Bonetti's defense against me, huh?
I thought it fitting, considering the rocky terrain.
Yeah, I was going to ask Leaf if he was familiar with those, because they are, like, you can actually buy those books.
Yeah.
I am familiar with those, and they're like Chris said, they are all legitimate, like, fighting styles and concepts. And so while their actual sword fighting isn't realistic, right, it's more reminiscent of the old swashbuckling movies from the 30s and 40s. Their dialogue absolutely is, and it's 100%. They're going back and forth talking about legitimate concepts of fencing.
You must expect me to attack with Capafera.
Naturally, but I find that Tibble cancels out Capafera. Don't you?
And to, like Chris said, not to take anything away from them, even though, obviously the fight isn't, 100% like something real. They trained so hard to the point where I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Wesley's character was like, they trained when they weren't filming. They were training.
That's what I heard.
This is called a training circle, the master's wheel. This circle will be your world, your whole life.
Yeah, they would go off set, and they were off camera, and they were working on these.
Yeah, they did 40-hour weeks. 9 to 5 They were
outside of what they were doing for the filming, doing the film and all that.
This was before filming started.
Oh, before they did.
But just put this into Hollywood context. Very easily could be done by stunt people.
Cary was like, back of his head, he's like, okay, well, we got the stunt people. But then Mandy was like, no, we'll get it. We'll get it.
He's like, fuck that, man. No.
And it kind of became a competition between them.
Yeah.
Also.
I'm sure.
I believe it.
This also happened when I was a kid, and it was before Leaf was paralyzed. And I remember we used to stick fight in the backyard. And I was really stoked because I had just watched this movie, and I had this fucking nice line in my back pocket where we were like, you'd find sticks in the woods, you'd sword fight or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, hey, man, there's like something I didn't tell you. And you're like, yeah, I know you're not. Leaf just interrupts me and goes, I know you're not left-handed. And I was like, you fucking ass. Like, I was ready to drop this gym line, and Leaf just walked on it.
I've seen the movie too, Chris.
Yeah, and I was like,
get it.
Then you cut both his hamstrings and he never walked again.
Yeah, no. Then he just beat the shit out of me because he's a year older than me, which is like a fucking eternity when you're 7.
When you're it's a huge difference, right?
Dick, I still remember you walking on that line.
God had the last laugh. It's fine. One final note. I believe Elwes was quoted as saying that like he was getting tired and he didn't want to show any fatigue because one of their trainers, Bob Anderson, was in his 60s and he showed no signs of slowing down during their training.
He said that like once he got more familiar with it and he was started to build his confidence or whatever. He said something to one of the guys like. He's like, all right, let's see what you got. And he's like, it was just like a flash of silver, and he was unarmed.
I love martial arts.
Yeah, martial arts
it's
masters.
So
They'll
fun,
humble
man.
your ass quick, man.
Real quick, dude. So they have this amazing sword fight. I don't know if there's anything you want to say. Like we did a lot of behind the scenes.
We did the. You have the. The banter back and forth is great.
They make it sound like a chess match. Like they're talking about, I'm using this style of offense, and since you're doing that, I'm using this style of defense, and because of the rocky terrain, I'm using this.
Right. Yeah. And they're going back and forth, and they do the like we talked about. They do the, like we talked about earlier. Inigo is not left-handed, so he swaps it over, and then guess what? The man in black also not left-handed. So,
dude, what about the man in black's like he jumps and like is doing like the swing on the pipe like gymnastics dismount, dude. Like that makes me laugh every single time. And then, so the fight goes on for a long time. Unfortunately for Inigo, his revenge is cut short as he is finally gassed and defeated by the more skilled man in black.
And I do like where he's like, "Who are you?"
I'm Batman.
Yeah. He's just like, this is unbelievable.
And it's kind of a sad part, like when he gets disarmed at the very end. Like the way that it ends too is like, the man in black is going so fast, that Inigo Montoya can't keep up with him.
But then the man in black's like, I would sooner break a stained glass window in a church, whatever it is, than kill an artist like yourself.
And so he
just knocks him out.
Yeah, he can't be followed though, so he knocks him out.
Please understand, I hold you in the highest respect.
And you have, so now he's because he's trailing the princess, and so Fezzik, it's kind of just you got to go through the next boss. Hello, boss.
You do, and the favorite part here is like Vizzini turns around, and instead of seeing obviously Inigo following them, he sees the men in black, and he knows that like Inigo's been defeated, and he's obviously inconceivable. Yeah, he's like so mad, and so like like you said, it's the next boss. He's like, all right, I'm gonna take the girl. You hit him in the head with a rock.
I was not a sportsman like.
And that's exactly what happens is the man in black comes around the corner. He sees a rock just explode next to his head.
I did that on purpose. I don't have to miss.
Yeah, he missed on purpose, man.
Yeah.
So now he wants to settle it in hand-to-hand combat.
In a sportsman-like manner, dude. Like man-to-man, mano-a-mano. And so, again...
Kill each other like civilized people?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, obviously...
I could kill you now.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious, because obviously, like, even in a test, in a mano-a-mano, like, Fezzik has, like, the overwhelming advantage.
Dude, he's, like, literally 3 times that dude's size.
It's
like,
insane, dude.
Well, it's not his fault he's bigger and stronger. He doesn't even exercise.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where we were talking about, you can see André's limitations. So he couldn't even hold Cary on his back. So like there are ramps they built to shoot from the waist up, so you can't see that Cary's standing on something. There are obvious stunt doubles that you can see where there's, I don't know if it's Cary or not, that's on his back. You can see like it's a prosthetic nose if you freeze it and look in, like you can see it's not André. But he's giving it everything he's got there. The back and forth is great. The fact that he's reciting all of this dialogue, like I think Rob Reiner said they didn't have to like loop or do anything, like in post.
But Rob recorded everything,
right?
Like all of on
tell that story.
So when they did the first reading, like he gave André like just a snippet of what his dialogue would be, and he's like, all of this, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this is just a part of it, you know? So the big concern was that because he was French, he wouldn't be able to recite the lines.
Yeah.
So Rob Reiner recorded everything the way that he wanted it said. And so he practiced with that.
Yeah, gave him like headphones and stuff. So I think even when they were doing walkthroughs and stuff, he had the headphones on, listening to Rob Reiner's cadence of what he wanted to say.
Yeah.
And that's what the interview I saw, Rob said they didn't even have to like do anything in post. He hit it all to where they didn't have to go back and dub over and shit. Like,
he undoubtedly worked
times.
really, really hard, no doubt being in tons of pain.
Hello, boss.
But him and the Men in Black do have a battle mano a mano. Unfortunately, the Big Giant's drawback is he's used to fighting multiple people. He's not really skilled at fighting one-on-one. So he's
quick.
Yeah, he's overestimated the faster and more desperate Man in Black, and so he
wasn't aware he's gonna hit him with that fucking Roddy Piper sleeper hold,
dude. Man, and I was just like, come on, Andre,
yeah,
get
power
up, dude.
get up, dude,
power up, bro.
I like it. He asked him why he's wearing a mask. He's like,
Were you burned to acid or something like that?
Yes,
all those, like, again, it's like this childlike character where he's asking all these like children type questions.
And then I don't know. You guys remember like during COVID when everybody was wearing masks?
Yes, dude. I thought about that.
The memes came out. Like,
yeah.
Oh no, it's just they're terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future.
Dude, an ominous portent, man, from the Man in Black, bro. So,
but he hits him with that sleeper. He ain't coming back from that. The UFC ref is not there to step in. Yeah. I think there's even a line of he's not envious of the headache you're going to have when you wake up. But again, the Man in Black does not kill. You know,
he chokes out the giant and pats him on the head and tells him,
But in the meantime, rest well and dream of large women.
I love
that line, dude.
Yeah.
So we come to the final confrontation with the final criminal, Vizzini. The Man in Black having defeated his swordsman and his giant. Vizzini sees the Man in Black coming toward him, and he puts a knife to Princess Buttercup's throat, threatening
he ain't fucking around.
He ain't messing around, dude, because he knows he can't compete physically with the Man in Black, dude. This guy's just a
dude.
A
he
boss,
just knocked
man.
out two of his all-star fighters, different fighting styles.
So seeing it as that they're at an impasse, the Man in Black offers Vizzini a challenge, a battle of wits,
and
you will.
This is crazy too that you said this was the first scene that he had to film. This is a lot of fucking dialogue, and this is a lot of intense dialogue and speedy dialogue and wordy dialogue. Like this is not an easy ask for somebody to do.
No,
one might say it's inconceivable.
Dude, the fact that like
he's like, you're really that smart? Because
let me put it this way: have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Yes.
Morons.
Do you not hear like a fucking John Lovitz cadence in that?
I do.
Yes.
Yep, I really do.
Doesn't that hurt them? Doesn't seem to. That would bruise the hell out of me.
Morons.
He freaks like he just freaks out like the greatest philosopher.
Yeah.
The philosophical minds
he tells
of
them they're morons.
humanity.
That's his.
It's so funny, man. But so the Man in Black offers him a challenge, at which Vizzini emphatically accepts, believing him to be the smarter and superior person of the two. And so the challenge is the Man in Black offers Vizzini 2 cups of wine. Only one is poisoned with iocane powder, which is a deadly, flavorless, odorless poison. Deadly, obviously. Like
actually,
I said.
I think that the way that this is worded, which is something I just noticed this last playthrough.
Okay.
He said that iocane powder is in. He says you have to pick the drink that has iocane powder. He doesn't say one of them is poison.
All right. Where is the poison? The battle of wits has begun.
So the way that he words it, he's not lying. So he's not saying he didn't trick him. It more or less is like a riddle.
Right.
That wasn't solved correctly.
He's like, right. So Vizzini obviously chooses his cup, and the man in black will drink the other, and the loser, obviously, his life will be ended.
Mm-hmm. And then
this scene,
the mental gymnastics that he goes through here.
I'm not a great fool, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. But you must have known I was not a great fool. You would have counted on it, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
As it continues to go on, at one point in time, the man in black is like,
You're trying to trick me into giving away something. It won't work.
It has worked. You've given everything away. I know where the poison is.
So he's saying all these things to see if his eyes light up, if his eyes go dim, does his face move while he's going through all of these scenarios. And it's top tier comedy
it's
anyway.
So funny, man. And in the end, after all of his bloviating and his pseudo intellectual ramblings, he just pulls the old switcheroo.
Yeah, hey, look behind you.
Hey kids, look, a deer.
Then it switches the wine glasses
and he even does the pause. It's a good little thing. He does the pause where he waits and then to see if he's going to actually drink. And then so in his mind, he's like, he's drinking it because he thinks so he's like, oh, I got him or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he goes through this Looney Tunes diatribe and then just keels over dead. Falls over real quick or whatever. Love that shit.
It turns out that both cups are poisoned.
Right.
And the man in black secretly built up an immunity over the years to iocane powder by ingesting small amounts. Yeah, Vizzini convinced
did you know that this scene was actually inspired by Bill Cosby? You see, I was also roofie too.
Did you know?
Bill Cosby has an immunity
he does. He said, look at my blood work. You will see that I was also a victim of this.
Speaking of Bill Cosby,
of course.
Did you know that when Cary Elwes when he auditioned or when he met Rob Reiner, because he's English, he didn't have a lot of exposure to the West, I guess. He did a Bill Cosby impression. But
this is a lie. This can't be
I swear to God, dude.
But Cary did one?
But his impression was hey.
The Fat Albert impression.
Fat Abbott? No, bitch. Bust your bitch ass up. Shout out South Park. Trey Parker, Matt Stone sponsor our podcast. Lord God.
Oh shit.
So anyway, so he's dead.
He dies, and so finally, all three criminals are defeated. Princess Buttercup is assumedly free because, up until now, the Man in Black's motives sort of are a little bit shrouded in secrecy. Why he was coming after her and what his intentions are with her are slowly and suddenly revealed. Princess Buttercup and him begin to have a back and forth. It quickly turns into an argument. The princess accuses the Man in Black of being the dread pirate Roberts, the one who murdered her true love. He obviously admits it with a smile.
With pride.
And accuses her, in turn, of being...
Hell, I'm proud of it.
He accuses her of being unfaithful to her true love.
Part of those units.
Yeah, now that she's betrothed to a man she claims not to actually love. Why didn't she wait? How long did it take before she moved on, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah,
so
when you found out your true love was dead, did you get engaged in the same hour? Or did you wait a whole week?
Yeah, dude.
Yes. And then she snaps back at him, and he raises a hand.
He struck the child. Did you see that?
And so Buttercup, infuriated at their argument, pushes him down the mountainside, and as he tumbles down,
tells him that he could die for all she cares, and pushes him down the hill.
And as he's falling down, correct, Chadwick? Yeah, he says, "As you wish," as he's falling. and
she realizes.
rolling down the hill. Yeah, and she realizes that
it's Wesley.
Their Dread Pirate Robinson's her love, Wesley.
Do you guys think that she throws herself down the hill after him?
Oh, my sweet Wesley. What have I done?
Or is she looking and then she loses her balance?
Well, upon further review, it looks like a man in a
with
dress
a beard
falls down. That's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look like she did a goddamn thing. So
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
It's the shit from Spaceballs. You know, where like they accidentally captured their stunt doubles.
What a pity. What a pity. So, Princess, you thought you could outwit the imperious forces?
That's what this is. It's like the girl's a dude. Yeah.
These are not them.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
And so Buttercup, realizing she shoved her love down a steep hill, throws herself down and begins to roll down comically. The whole scene's hilarious. They both land at the bottom of the ravine and begin to kiss passionately, and the story yet again cuts back to the grandson, who clearly isn't having to do with anything with heterosexual relationships.
What is it? What's the matter?
They're kissing again. Do we have to hear the kissing part?
Someday you may not mind so much.
Stop trying to force your grandson to be somebody he's not, Grandpa. Just accept it, dude. Grandpa skips.
He needed to find his Winnie Cooper. He's just not there yet, man.
He'll get there, I think.
His Winnie Cooper.
Grandpa skips the kissing scene, of course, and we're back to the story. As Grandpa eyes his son suspiciously. We find out, though, during this entire time, Prince Humperdinck, we're getting sort of flashbacks during the whole
I'm
movie.
sorry. Humper what?
Humperdinck.
Dink. Yeah, so Prince Humperdinck.
Like Mr. Dink.
Yeah.
Hello, Douglas.
From
Why can I only do impressions of fucking throwaway characters?
Just right. People don't remember Doug from Nickelodeon, dude.
Very expensive. It's fucking stupid, Gord. This is a good time, man, because we skipped the kissing scene, and this was us laughing. This was our kissing scene, which can take us over to our nice little Patreon talk right now, man. So, guys, if you haven't already, check us out on Patreon.
Please.
If you join on Patreon, hit us up with a message, and I will send you a free month, so you can actually do our top tier for free.
That's what I was going to say, you dude. Like how I was going to say you. I say you. He did. How much it cost? How much it costs to be part of our Patreon?
It's free to join,
bro.
We have a lot of free content on there,
tons.
But you can upgrade for free, despite Shadwick's protests.
I'm not partaking in this.
Shadwick isn't done.
I'm not promoting this because I don't get anything from it.
Shadwick doesn't get anything from it. He does. Quite a bit submit his doodles, which he loves. he loves it.
I love it when you call him doodles.
He loves it. No, but Shadwick's got a lot of art stuff on there. Leaf's got video game stuff. I got wrestling stuff. It's a great way to help us out and help yourself out to some more entertainment. We're trying to do at least one bonus episode every month, not to mention every week we have outtakes. Probably the stuff that you just didn't hear. You'd hear us laughing, you hear the beep. That means either we went off the rails into something that just needed to be cut, or we said something pretty fucked up, and so now it's got to go on Patreon because YouTube and other people are less likely to be like, yeah, maybe not.
They know likey. They know likey.
No, me likey bouncy. So be sure.
Also, whether certain of our listeners want to believe it or not, we cannot say the word fuck in the first 5 minutes of our episode, or YouTube buries it.
Yeah.
And they get angry because of the advertisers.
Well, it's just look, eventually, and that's why Patreon is important.
Yes.
Because the more of you that subscribe to Patreon, the more that we don't have to give a fuck about those rules. So we can just do what we do, homie, you know?
Yeah.
Phone check, homie. Phone check. So be sure to check us out on Patreon. Be kind. Let's rewind. Like I said, if you're on social and you want to be like, hey, dude, Before you even go over there, dude, shoot us one and be like, dude, hit me up with that promo code. I'll hit you with the promo code, free month.
Can we throw a link on here?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
We can. And I'll put, we have one in the description. So be sure to check the description. You can click on it to go to Patreon. But like I said, I'll put that free one in there. For this episode, free link will be in there. Shadwick loves it, man. So anyway, Patreon, check it out.
Appreciate you, Shadwick.
Thank you to everybody that has already subscribed, man.
I don't think you people realize how much my time is worth.
You people.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Huh?
people. Yeah, what do you mean,
people.
you people? So
you know exactly what I mean.
Shadwick has a goddamn veterinary exam tomorrow.
you fucking underlings.
Damn veterinary exam tomorrow. Time for this shit.
I can't do this. I told you already I have an exam tomorrow. Can you understand that? I have a goddamn veterinary exam.
So now back to the story. They are about to go into the fire swamp, which I don't know why it would be called that.
Yeah. So with Prince Humperdinck and hot pursuit, the Wesley and Princess Buttercup they flee into the fire swamp to escape him. Now that they're finally reunited, Princess Buttercup definitely doesn't want to go back to her fiance who she doesn't love. So in the fire swamp, they face the three terrors, gentlemen. And those three terrors are, of course, like Chris said, the flame spurt.
Hold on. Those enchiladas.
Which are just these geysers of fiery death that just shoot up randomly. Yeah.
Has a little gift. It has a little, hey, this is about to blow up. So you get the fuck out of Dodge.
And
you got the lightning sand.
The lightning, which is basically quicksand, but it's the quickest sand I've ever seen, dude.
Which, I mean, I know that 1,000 people have made this joke, including us, but as kids, we really thought that quicksand was going to be more of an issue in our lives than it was.
We were all terrified of dying in quicksand.
I felt like, man, they really are preparing us for something in all these shows and cartoons.
Yeah. Turns out, not so much. But shout out on a side note with that, though, when Princess Buttercup does fall into the lightning sand, Wesley's actor decided, he was going to do like the swan dive, into the, which I always wondered how they did that, but upon research, there's like a trap door that basically opens up, and so like he freaking jumps in like head first, like
that's crazy.
So a stuntman or one of the crew or something did it first. And like showed him like, you can do this.
Yeah, how to do it.
And then they're like, it wasn't designed for this. So we don't know, for 100% if the door's going to open correctly for you.
You're gonna crack your skull.
But they had like a foam pit underneath it which was on top of concrete. So
yeah, dude.
They're like, fuck, if he goes down there and breaks his fucking neck or whatever, we're screwed.
Hey, I think I broke his fucking neck.
Yeah, they didn't do that Die Hard shit where they were like, hey, Hans, we're going to film you falling last.
Yeah.
In case you don't make it.
Yeah.
Well, again, the first scene that Robin Wright did was this where her dress catches on fire.
Right. Did you hear the story? Like the author is on set and he ruins the fucking take.
Yeah.
So her dress is supposed to catch on fire, and he starts screaming.
Which he knows because he wrote it.
Right, but he freaks out. He's like, "Her dress is on fire! Her dress is on fire!" And they're like, "Cut!" Like Jesus.
Jesus Bowl.
Jesus Bowl. You just ruined the take.
Jesus, Grandpa, what'd you read this thing for me?
Yeah.
And so the final terror of the swamp. And I know Chris shouted this out on a previous episode. For those of y'all, here's the money shot, the cash moment. The final terror is the ROUSs, or rodents of unusual size.
I don't think they're real.
That can randomly attack. I mean, this has got to be a little person Like,
Yeah.
I've
in
got
a suit.
There's a good story for
Tell
that
me,
one.
I don't know anything.
Go
I don't
ahead,
know
Chris.
this one, man.
So
I had
yes,
to.
there are two little people that are in these suits,
Okay.
and so Rob Reiner said one of them, I guess, wiggled better,
How I used to sit on your face and wriggle
and one of them scampered better in the costume. So they had when it's coming towards the camera, it would be a certain actor. Well, this little person, after a night out, presumably was speeding, gets pulled over, and is trying to. They're like, "What's where are you in a hurry for?" And he's like, "I'm trying to get to set. I'm an actor." They don't fucking believe him. It comes to time to shoot, and they're like, where is he at? Where is this actor at? They have to go down to jail and fucking bail him out so he can do this damn scene, because Rob Reiner's like, no, I need the other guy for this one shot. Like,
He's the wiggler. We need the wiggler.
So I heard two different versions of this story. I heard that, but then I also heard that no one knew where he was at. He just didn't show up. So they were actually trying to film it with one of the stuffed animals. Like when Wesley says, I don't think they exist, and then one leaps on him.
Yeah,
that's just like a stuffed animal that someone
threw at him, yeah.
Right. So as Cary is telling the version that I heard, and he's like, we're trying to make it look believable. It looks like crap, and then all of a sudden, thankfully, this guy shows up and tells the story that you just told about being arrested and
right.
Finally got out.
So I don't know which one's real.
Which one's real? One of them bailing him out sounds like that's more of a Hollywood funnier thing. They probably didn't give a shit that he wasn't on set, to be honest.
Well, no, they did give a shit.
I mean, they gave a shit when it came time to, but nobody was just like, hey, is such and such here today? Man, I haven't seen him because I've been building a relationship with him over the shoot. Like, no. they're like, where the fuck is Rat Boy number 2?
Like all the jokes go over his head.
I know. They were like, hey, we're filming this Grinch movie in a little bit. I mean, I was wanting to know if almost.
So if you have two Grinches and they wrestle each other,
that's probably Leaf would be okay with it. So
yeah, it'd be fun, dude.
This dude, the rodent scene is pretty intense, and it's when he bites him on the peck and shoulder. Dude, that sucks.
Well, we also have a cameo here from Rob Reiner himself, because he made all the noises for the rats.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
okay.
When it bites him, I'm like, I fear it might be gangrenous.
Damn, 3 times.
Dude, it's starting to smell a bit like almonds.
The wound.
Which is bad.
This scene, I'm sort of torn about it, because when I was younger, it kind of was a little bit disturbing. It kind of is.
Yeah.
Freaky,
it's that Jim Henson Muppet look, and I don't know if this was Henson, but
it's the sound when he does stab him at the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man. Like,
breaks my heart a little bit.
Yeah, killing an animal.
Yeah, like when he gets burned and he's moaning and
screaming and writhing around.
Yeah, there's no satisfaction in there for me. Where I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I'm like, dude, the thing was just trying to eat.
And they're acting and playing so serious, dude, his acting is like so serious, like he's fighting for his life here, and the princess is like crying and screaming. It's like kind of.
I don't remember this because I was very young, like 1 year old maybe. But my parents had a house fire, and while they were rebuilding, we were all living in like a single wide trailer, and my dad said that rats would get in because we lived out in the country, like I had like 8 acres up in the woods, and but rats would come in to that trailer, and my dad would throw darts at them.
Why do you always chime in with this fucking dad destroying animals,
torturing animals?
Not torturing.
He's killing them. Yeah,
just killing them.
Yeah, that's fine.
The darts were killing them.
Look,
are you sure they didn't suffer? Like,
look,
they were like
look, they were there illegally.
Are you trying to tell us your dad used to just throw darts at midgets? Is this like? Is this your like?
He was in a bar, and you got to understand these things talk to each other.
Fine. You don't want to hear my stories? I won't tell my stories.
Shadow's like, my dad is who he says he is, all right?
Deal with it.
Deal with it, man. So I do like in this whole... So it's not a great place to be in this forest, which, by the way, was a set. I don't think we mentioned
it. It looks like freaking Dagobah from
It is,
from
but it's
the,
this was actually like on a set somewhere. Like a lot of the stuff was filmed outside on location. But Wesley's like trying to be like, you know what, we already know like the 3 traps. Like he's trying to be like, you know what, fuck them, we'll just live in this forest. Like all we need is each other. Like we'll be fine if we can. We'll live in this shitty forest. It doesn't matter.
You know, he had a lot of trouble with the summer home line. He's like, I mean, it's not terrible. I wouldn't want to build a summer home here, but it's not terrible.
Really?
Yeah, because they don't have summer homes in England because the weather's so shitty.
So bad.
So we also don't have them here unless you make a lot of fucking money. So,
I mean,
what a dick.
From a farm boy.
Well, I mean, we've got our Be Kind Luxury Wine Summer House.
Yeah. Circa 2028. If our livers survive.
Yeah. If you stop goddamn giving everything away.
Hey, look, I'm trying to look. You plant the seed, you water it, and once the plant grows, then you fuck the plant. That's what we're trying to do. We're watering currently. So anyway, so they get out of the forest finally. You see the break where it's like, oh, you see water. They're out. You're thinking like, oh shit, man, they're home free. They survived. Womp womp.
Yeah,
not so fast.
Here comes Prince Humperdinck's soldiers, led obviously by man with 6 fingers. And
I didn't realize this guy was on SNL. Apparently,
who was it?
Didn't know. This is
Christopher Guest.
Yeah, Christopher Guest. It plays Count Rugen, the 6-fingered man, and one of the main characters in the film. I didn't know he was on Saturday Night Live.
I'll get you. He'll keep talking. I got this. I know he's in Spinal Tap. Like I think that's probably where he met Rob Reiner.
Oh, okay. So this guy has like legit comedic chops then, because like I didn't recognize him in. So he obviously threatens to kill Wesley for the crime, obviously, of kidnapping Princess Buttercup. He's being blamed, but Buttercup, seeing that her love is in danger, makes the deal. She basically offers to go back and marry Humperdinck in exchange for Wesley's freedom. Humperdinck agrees, but secretly has no intention, obviously, of holding up his end of the bargain.
And you guys notice that she doesn't say that he's the Dread Pirate Roberts. She says that he's a sailor on the pirate ship Revenge.
Right.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so she's trying not to give it away. Yeah, and so also, by the way, Christopher Guest, he appeared on SNL with Spinal Tap. So,
okay. It's funny. You have the little standoff where like Humperdinck and Wesley are yelling back and forth, telling him to surrender.
You mean you wish to surrender to me? Very well, I accept.
And he's like, death first, and then Buttercup's like, you know, if I marry you, we spare his life, and Humperdinck's like,
what was that?
What was that?
Well, while they're arguing though, she surveys the land. Yeah, and you see that there's dudes with the crossbows.
Yeah, like they're being surrounded.
So he's fucked. Like it doesn't matter what he does. Yeah. Like he's about to eat some shiz.
But yeah, so he agrees, you know, to take Wesley back to his ship or whatever. So as soon as they're about to take off, and he goes to his right hand man, right hand with 6 fingers.
With
by the
6
way.
fingers, yeah.
Count Rugen, and he's like, you know, take him to the pit of despair. He's like, I swear it'll be done. And then Wesley notices the 6 fingers and tells him that someone's been looking for him. And then he conks him over the head. The first several times they did this, they didn't think it looked very believable. So Cary told Christopher Guest, just really hit me.
Dude, I know.
So
and he does. And he fucking busted him open.
Knocked him out.
Yeah.
You have 6 fingers on your right hand. Someone was looking for you.
Cracked his damn skull?
Dude, yeah, dude, he knocked him out.
Woke up at the hospital.
Yeah, and this is just, dude, look, shout out Cary on this, man. That dude fucking went for this. And he's obviously done a lot more since this, but probably for us, this is what he'll always be known as,
Yeah.
A huge Men in Tights fan, I am.
Yeah.
Why did I say it that way? I am a huge Men in Tights fan.
A huge Men in Tights fan, I am. Isn't it? How about some fish and chips and mushy peas?
What the fuck, dude? Just too much snatch and this. And
it is, dude.
I don't even fucking know where I am right now.
You can never have too much snatch.
I'm aware.
Okay,
but
pussy,
dude,
pussy.
I don't want to say it anymore. It's Pussalaya. But so
that's it. It's Pussalaya.
The fact that he was just like, dude, fucking, I mean, me and Leaf did this with martial arts, dude. Just lay it in, brother.
Just lay it in, bro.
Lay it in, make it look real. Hell, maybe it is real. It doesn't matter.
Get us drunk and we'll talk about martial arts, about all the times like we nearly blinded each other, stabbed each other, broke each other's bones,
jaws, busted each other
cracked
open.
heads. And you're right, man, because I know this is something
shit
from you. Obviously, you like wrestling as well. Like sometimes the best, if you can't get a scene to look right, sometimes the best thing is just kind of gotta go
fucking
for it,
bring
man.
it. Just hit me. Come on, I want you to do it. Come on, hit me. And he did. And you know what? I think that's the take they kept, isn't it?
It is. It is.
So,
and evidently he woke up in the hospital is the next thing that he remembers. So
he said, "Come to the hospital, motherfucker." I believe what he said.
Yeah.
So, he's being tended to by the same person that hell, we didn't even talk about it. André had like an ATV, like a side by side that he would ride around all the time, and like every day he kept on Cary, like, you should give it a shot. It's really
go
fun.
drive it.
Yeah, drive it. And so like finally, like Cary like gives in. He's never had any experience on one of these before. He takes off. His foot gets hung like under the gas pedal or something.
The clutch. I think it slipped off the clutch, and then it gets pinned. Breaks
his big toe.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
and this is like right before they start shooting. I think it was the scene where he
falls down the hill, right?
Yeah,
because if you watch him when they're doing their back and forth, when he sits down, he extends his leg, his right leg all the way out or whatever.
Work.
Yeah. Like in one of the other ones where he sits down, his leg is always extended so he doesn't squat down or whatever. It's because his toe's broken.
And he was trying to hide it from
Rob.
Because he thought he'd be fired. And Rob's like, why didn't you just tell me?
He's like, why did you just tell me? And he's like, André, did you do this? And he's like, hello, boss. Fucking hammered. Like, I don't want to be that, man. Go ahead.
In the movie, at least, Wesley wakes up in the pit of despair, which is what they call it. Count Rugen obviously has made his lifelong pursuit of understanding the concept of pain and torture. He's built this machine, this suction cup based instrument of torture that sucks the life out of people. So Wesley wakes up to an albino man played by Seth Smith, strapping him into this, like, and cleaning him up. He's like,
the pit of despair. Don't even think.
Don't even think about trying to escape.
That fucking gag right there. Dude, that's all I need. That's all I need on that one.
And that was completely improvised by that actor.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dude, mainline, I agree with Chris. Mainline that in my veins. It's funny. He sounds like Gollum at first, but turns out they just need to clear his throat, and he just talks like a normal person.
He's got this green shit on the side of his face, man. I don't know. I don't know what else that he's been in. I was trying to look at it real quick, but I'm not going to hold us up anymore, but he's so good in this. Seth Smith, nails that role.
He destroys it. Meanwhile, Princess Buttercup has a nightmare as she's returned back to the castle with Prince Humperdinck. And she has a nightmare. She's been crowned queen, but a witch sort of boos her to death, like in front of the crowd, and basically accuses her of giving up on true love. That Wesley risked his life to come and save her, and she was quick to give up on him.
But this sets up another check back with Fred Savage.
It does,
yes, and it's good too because. Like he's reading it as if they're but the grandfather, he's reading this part as if they're actually like getting married, and he's like, "Well, hold up, you mean she marries Wesley?
Yeah,
she don't marry Humperdinck." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "No, you read that wrong."
Yeah, yeah, he's mad. Yeah,
and then it like cuts to where like she wakes up, and he's like. See, I told you.
Yep. And
this is it's all voiceover stuff, and you hear the grandfather's like, "Yes, you're very smart. Shut up."
Right. So I do want to talk about the sidebar real quick. So, have you noticed in movies there's like a certain watch through rate and a certain what type of person you are on what line you quote. So like there's like a certain profile of people I know when someone says something about the Princess Bride and they go boo.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, well you haven't seen it that much and you don't care.
She's bad and she sucks.
Right. And then like when other people will quote something else, I'll be like, all right, like we're on the same level. Or if they, quote like anybody want a peanut? I'm like, it's kind of a throwaway, but all right, I'm here for it. Like it's the boo thing sticks out to me though, because that's always like, I feel like that's like something that people that watch it like once or twice grab onto for some reason.
I 100% agree with you. In fact, in my synopsis, I was going to try to skip this for Tom because it is an inconsequential scene. But because so many people do quote it, I put it back in because it's like I said, it's an inconsequential scene, except for the fact that like what Shadwick mentioned, that they do pan back. Yeah, they kick back to Fred Savage.
And you see Fred's invested. I mean that's the point of this. But it's just funny to me that like. So many people latch onto the boo, and that's not something that I ever latched onto. So,
no, it's
in the
not
comments,
really
let us know. Did you latch onto the boo? Did this even make it in the final cut, or did we just cut this?
Will
cut
anyone
cut that?
when we post our quotes on our shorts, will anyone be like boo?
I bet somebody will, and I'll be like, "You're a motherfucker."
Yeah,
it'll be somebody that doesn't watch the podcast and they just like saw the short and they're like, "Oh, dude, boo!" And I'll be like, "You motherfucker."
Boo you.
And so as the princess wakes up and she realizes that she can't go through with the wedding. She can't do this. That despite the fact she did what she did to save her true love, she would rather take her own life than follow through with a wedding. So she goes to tell Prince Humperdinck that she can't live if she has to marry him. And he surprisingly is understanding. He's like, listen, I understand you're in love with Wesley. We've already sent him back to his ship, which is a total effing lie. I'll send my four fastest ships with your letter, with copies of a letter that you write to Wesley. And if he comes back to get you, then I'll wish you all the best. But if not, because let's be real, you kind of betrayed him here a little bit, kind of sold him up the river to marry me.
If not, then let me be your shiny silver medal.
And she reluctantly agrees. So the next day...
consider me as an alternative to suicide.
Yeah, I know. That's what, it's just funny that it's like, He just
that's how I should have proposed.
This is one of the politician things before we knew what politician things was. Like this dude does not want the perception of the public to be like, you know that bitch left him for like the fucking Dread Pirate Roberts, so he's like, I'm gonna kill this dude, and then she's gonna be in public, my wife to be, and everything's gonna be hunky dory,
right?
But secretly, behind scenes, they're gonna be like, here's Bill Clinton and the first bitch.
Hey, wait for me, bitch.
Hey, slow down, bitch.
Yeah, he nailed that, didn't he?
But I mean, speaking of basically dark confessions, we find out with a conversation between the Count and Prince Humperdinck.
I thought you were about to come out.
No, I'm not Fred Savage. Damn, dude. so I'm just kidding, Fred. I'm just joking. So like,
sponsor our podcast.
Humperdinck confesses to Count Rugen that it was he who hired the three criminals to kidnap and murder his wife-to-be because he actually wants a war with Gilder.
I want my war!
And as his original plan has fallen flat, thanks to the Man in Black, he has a plan B, and that is to basically strangle her on his wedding night and blame the assassins from Gilder so that he can have his war. Yeah. So in the days leading up to the wedding, though, he has to maintain this facade, and he's doing all he can to keep up appearances. He's trying to keep his bride
real politician
safe.
Shit, man. I'm telling you.
You're 100% right. He orders Florence thieves' forest cleared of potential troublemakers, and the guard at the castle gate.
They're like, hey, we've got the Olympics here in L.A. You guys got to get rid of these fucking homeless people.
President Xi from China's coming in. We got to get these
fucking Christ. Why is all this still happening today? Why are we awful people?
Well, what do you want to do with them? I don't fucking care. Just get them out of here.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. They're like, can't get them out.
There's a big fucking body of water over here. Dump them in.
Get them out of here.
That's what it is, man. So as they're clearing the villages, they've got everybody cleared out except for this
pissed drunk cock.
Yeah, this inebriated Spaniard. And you think immediately like, okay.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Who
and
could
then
it
it's
be?
all fucking drunk Inigo Montoya.
I am waiting for you, Vizzini. You told me to go back to the beginning. So I have.
And we reconnect with Inigo Montoya, obviously, after he was knocked out and defeated. He went back to the beginning where he came from, which is basically the alcoholic, revenged.
Yeah. Humperdinck had told that guy like to form a brute squad to get rid of everyone.
Yes.
So this dude goes up to Montoya, and what's the phrase that he yells at him?
Hold there!
I don't know, budge. Keep your hodder.
It's a slang for it
means fuck off, basically.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you know something, you should. Don't be proud of your ignorance.
But he turns it to whatever the phrasing is to fit whatever it was yelled at him, and then he's mad, he's stabbing, stumbling,
slashing, he's pissed drunk, and so
and then one of the members of the brute squad grabs him with a giant fucking hand,
and you say to yourself, "Well, I'll be goddamned if that isn't Fezzik."
Hello, it's you. Come.
And it's this great fucking moment, man. Like when they see each other, and Hugo is like, he sees his friend again, you know, and he's obviously when he got knocked out and he went back, he was like, he was lost because he was told to go back to the beginning or whatever, and so he goes back.
And he crawls into a bottle, so he doesn't have any idea what's going on. And it's Fezzik, who's supposed to be this big dumb giant that sort of like takes him home. He like feeds him, he sobers him up, and sort of catches him up on what's going on.
Exactly. Man. And I get that first moment. That these are the moments in this movie that's like, every time warms my heart. I'm just big. I'm a big softy friendship guy. So it's like, your friend's back. You hadn't, you thought all is lost. You've been lost in a bottle, and your buddy like picks you up. You're like, all right, man.
That's
like,
let's get there.
Yeah, let's get fucking back to business and let's go. And so he grabs him. His sobering up techniques, I may need a little work.
Fezzik took great care in reviving Inigo.
That's enough! That's enough!
The barrel dunking is something I would prefer for one of you guys to do to me on a cabin trip, but
no, dude, I'd feed you some clam chowder.
Clam chowder.
We go back to the hotel. We drink some water, dude. We talk shit about our girlfriends at the
so
time.
They go to bed, yeah.
and then you get re-drunk.
Yeah, then you do get re-drunk. If you're Shadwick, for sure.
You rally and start over again.
So now Inigo Montoya he is abreast. Fezzik's abreast of what's going on.
Because Fezzik tells him, he says, listen, I've found the six-fingered man.
Mm-hmm.
Your revenge is nigh. And he's in Humperdinck's castle. And as he's now sobered up, they begin their plan to storm the castle gate. But they realize they're just two men. Even though one of them is a giant, there's just not enough to take on 30 men guarding the gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so...
I like his math. He's like...
How many could you handle?
I don't think more than 10.
Leave in 20 for me.
Yeah. It takes them forever to figure it out. Exactly. It's such a funny scene. But they realize that the only way that their plan's going to succeed is they're going to need the help of the mysterious man in black, a.k.a. Dreadpire Roberts, a.k.a. Wesley. And so they go on a search.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go on a search to find him. And unfortunately for him, he's still down in the pit of despair. Count Rugen arrives to use his machine to suck a year of life away from Wesley, which is this big to-do scene. He's got suction cups on his nipples, dude. This is just...
So, right before he goes down there, he has that conversation with Humperdinck.
Yes.
And, Humperdinck, that's when he, lays out his whole plan.
Yeah, he tells him the plan.
But... he's like, I'm swamped. And then, Count Ruger, he gives him that line about, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And then he gives him the gayest fucking look.
It is the gayest thing.
You guys pick that up?
I felt that.
I saw it.
I felt that. There's also that moment where the Prince Humperdinck's like, well, you know how much I love to watch you work. Yeah. I'm all like, and then that moment happens that you're talking about where they he looks at him. He's
it looks like he was just going to straight up brick in his mouth.
Brick in Frodo's mouth.
Fuck you.
Dude, and Prince Humperdinck is like,
Yeah, and so you do get like you said, the 1 year sucked away, and then it goes back to the castle, and then Prince Humperdinck and Buttercup are talking, and she finally figures out because he says, "Hey, I'm gonna have all my however many ships escort us on basically their honeymoon." And she's like, "Well, except for the 4 fastest, right?" And he's just like, "Yeah, the 4 fastest." And she realizes
she's full of shit.
That's when the grandfather chimes in. He's like,
And if a man wants to be called Muhammad Ali, God damn it, this is a free country. You should respect his wishes and call the man Muhammad Ali.
And so, right? So she basically calls him Prince Humperdinck a coward and tells him that her and Wesley's bonds of love can never be broken, not by 1,000 swords or by even death itself. And there's this moment, this is probably the realest moment for Prince Humperdinck. He actually sort of sets all of his plans and things aside. He has this moment of real rage and jealousy to me.
Yeah,
this stood out when I watched it this last time. I was like,
this is where he fucked up, because she's basically like, I'm gonna kill myself, and he should have been like, cool. So my plot works
That's
out.
my plan. That's his whole plan. Yes, dude. You can still
here,
plan.
take this swizzle stick.
Yeah, and shove it right up my pee hole. That's
pee
fine.
hole. That's fun.
So he should have just been like, cool, we'll get married and you off yourself and I'll frame
and
them
I'll blame it on Gilder. Yeah, you're actually right about that. That's a huge
but he's but his pride was hurt. You hear
his
that?
Pride was hurt.
It was pride fucking with him is what it was.
Dude,
and so then he goes down
to the pit of despair.
Yeah, to the pit of despair, and he, in the spirit of Spinal Tap, cranks that bitch up to 11, and here we go. Except it's 50.
Wesley,
not 50.
Not 50. And then it's just boom. So basically, he kills him.
Yeah, Wesley cries out, screaming at his death cry. He basically dies screaming.
And everyone can hear him. And you hear in the forest.
And Inigo and Fezzik here.
Leaf, on this last watch through, did you pick up the similarities of the Justice League movie, like the opening scene where Superman gets stabbed and he's screaming and like his scream echoes all across the world?
Oh yeah. When Superman cries out, like it is sort of reminiscent of that. Now that you mention it, I didn't put two and two together, but
this is actually more disturbing somehow.
Oh, dude,
like,
it is. He's dead.
He does some type of like synthesized scream,
it's the true love not being fulfilled. You know, like I don't know what it is. It just, you hear him. It's a fucked up noise.
Inigo actually mentions it. Like he hears him screaming. So does Fezzik, and he's like, that's the sound of like true agony, because like
ultimate sadness or whatever.
Ultimate suffering is what it was.
Suffering is like
the woman you love is marrying another man, you know, and you're being tortured to death. And it's like that sound. And Inigo says, I recognize it because my heart made the same sound when my father was killed.
Yeah.
So it's like this deep, throughout the movie, it's crazy how many deep moments.
Weaving in comedy beats and weaving in these you know, because comedy puts your guard down and then they hit you in the fucking heart and then they hit you with comedy again.
Yeah, he says that, and then they're trying to make their way through this crowded street.
Yeah,
and he's like, you know, Montoya's like, you know, move, and he goes, Fezzik.
Yeah, the crowd parts like the freaking Red Sea, dude. And so they rush to try to find, obviously, the men in black. They rush to where they believe he was screaming. And when they come to the area, all they find is an albino man with
pushing that wheelbarrow, man.
Pushing his wheelbarrow.
Well, he needs to be hit underground. That skin burns really easy, you know.
They interrogate him momentarily, and he, you know, obviously plays stupid. He doesn't know where the man in black is. So Fezzik jogs his memory by basically crushing his skull.
Does he kill him?
I mean, it's like Chris on the concrete of the AWF floor. His skull was most assuredly fractured. So.
That's the funny part. He doesn't make any appearance in the film after this, so you can make an argument that Fezzik kills him by hitting him on the head.
I'm sorry, Nigo. I didn't mean to jar him so hard.
Yeah, dude, fuck him. That's what I'm saying. And this is another one where Inigo is asking his father for, you know, the spirit of his father to guide his hand.
Yeah, so I got a little different take on this because I think that whole premise is just goofy and sappy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But they save it with the fucking camera work right here because he goes down on his knees, right, and he's holding the sword out.
Is that real? Is that real light coming through?
It looks real to me.
It looked like real fucking sunlight. Like they were like, we got to shoot this now. Like go nail it.
Like the sun. He's sitting down. The camera's low, and then it starts to just panning up,
and you see those rays.
It's like a halo. It's like a halo.
Yeah,
it's perfectly behind his head.
Yeah,
and it's like giving him this sunbeam halo,
dude.
And it's such a beautiful shot that it makes you forget like how ridiculous the whole premise of guide my sword.
Yeah, but
with your
we're also
spirit.
reviving a human being, and
exactly. Because
shit,
also like Inigo obviously wants revenge more than anything else, so he prays to his father and asks him for help to find the man in black so that like his revenge can be completed. So it's sort of like it's like a prayer, right? And Shavik's right, the way that it's filmed just is so it's so dramatic. The only thing,
especially given like this was probably 85, that does not look like lighting. And we could be wrong. We're not in the industry, but to me it looks like they said, hey, we got the sun here at this point in time. You've got fucking 5 minutes to get this take right.
Well, I know Cary said that the only time he saw Rob Reiner get like upset at all was one day they were trying to shoot like certain scenes or whatever, and everything had been really sunny, but then like this cloud cover came in. And they had to like just completely like halt production.
Shut down.
And he was like really anxious and upset about it. So maybe
I don't know.
We're in the middle of this really emotional scene, and I really like this scene. The only thing that ruins it is when the camera pans out, you see the albino. His body is laying over the cart. I had to pause the movie. I was laughing so hard because, like,
whoever has this part, can you guys zoom in with the Grand Theft Auto wasted?
Because Inigo Montoya is using the spirit of his father in the sword as a divining rod to try to find the man in black, and the whole time that guy's just like
he's like sword of omens. Give me sight beyond sight.
Beyond sight, dude.
Thundercats!
So, by some miraculous turn of fate, Inigo actually leans on the tree. The
sword stabs the tree, and he's like, "Fuck!" Like there's nothing here,
dude.
And he leans on it, and then
out
boom.
of despair, and then the secret passage to the pit of despair is opened. Upon descending, Fezzik and Inigo find the body of their friend, long dead. And we're jerked back out of the story because the grandson is not having the hero dying.
Grandpa, wait. What did Fezzik mean he's dead?
In the middle of the
neither are we
story.
as viewers, right? Like, they're like, he's dead. And you're like, what the fuck? And so they snap you out of it with a little bit of humor and a little bit of, let's break this thick shit up.
You actually start to relate to the son and you're like, well, how could he be dead? Like he sort of in this moment, the grandson's sort of like petulant attitude mirrors a little bit what we're all kind of thinking. It's like, well, how can the hero be dead? Like where are we going with this story, right? And he accuses, he demands.
He's like who gets Humperdinck?
Yeah, exactly.
Who kills Humperdinck? And
Grandpa drops the spoilers, dude.
It's like yeah.
Like, he doesn't.
Nobody. He lives.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus, Grandpa, why'd you read me this?
And so the grandson's freaking out, dude. And like as the boy's emotions are becoming heated, Grandpa's like, "All right, look, like you're too invested in this. You're getting too emotional."
He's like, "Tell you what, let me go to the kitchen, fix myself an MLT, mutton lettuce tomato."
When the mutton's lean and the tomatoes are ripe,
he's like, "I'm gonna put on the episodes of Columbo for you."
He's like, "You're gonna love this.
You're gonna love this, kid."
No, I'll have a donut.
Refusing to give up, Indigo and Fezzik take Wesley's basically dead body to Miracle Max, played by Billy Crystal. Can we let's go ahead and digress because we're going in deep on
so
this
let me give you a behind the scenes on this one. I think it was Rob Reiner and Cary had to leave the set for this because Billy Crystal's ad libs were so fucking funny. And like obviously like people know, if you know anything about Rob Reiner and Billy Crystal, they were very, very close, best friends. So they had each, kind of like us.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah. So like kind of like us, like you have each other's funny bone a lot of times where you just say some shit or give a look and you lose your stuff. Like, so he had to leave and watch on like a closed circuit so he could watching direct from afar so he wouldn't fucking ruin it with their laughing.
With his laughing, dude.
Well, so when Rob Reiner called Billy Crystal about this part, and I guess he kind of had the idea that it would look like the is it the Million-Year-Old Man from?
I think so. I'm not sure.
But
but
Billy Crystal was like, well, why don't you just ask Mel Brooks to do it? And he goes, because then it would be Mel Brooks. Like,
right.
And I don't want that. I want you to do it.
Yeah.
So Billy Crystal was only there for 3 days for this.
Dude.
But I mean, what a talent! Like people that don't know, like Billy Crystal was there the first season of SNL. Like he was a stand-up comedian before all that. Like he was.
I think I've said it before, but like my inner monologue sounds like Billy Crystal. I just can't talk as fast as him.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. I mean, like he's so funny. Him and Robin Williams riffed off each other so many times.
Super clever.
Right.
And like Chris says, this is a legendary comedian who's an actor, has done so much stand-up comedy, sketch comedy, you name it. Billy Crystal's been in it. And it's important to set up the scene and remind our viewers that and listeners that Miracle Max is Billy Crystal's dressed up like this weird old hermit. He doesn't even 100% really look like
looks
himself.
like fucking the Schwartz. He looks like yogurt. He looks like yogurt. Mel Brooks as yogurt.
I wish I could remember the baseball player that he said.
Yogi Berra?
No, it wasn't Yogi Berra.
No.
After reading all of these Yogi Berra quotes, I'm starting to think the guy was retarded.
He wanted the makeup to look like a cross between that baseball player and his mom.
Okay.
Dude, and
so like he worked with the makeup people like to come up with that look. I'm a little torn on that because I think that heavy of makeup kind of takes away from the scene a little bit.
I think that it takes away in a good way only because this is 87 when this drops. It takes you a second to realize it's Billy Crystal.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
So
I love it.
If Billy Crystal's face pops up and you know it's Billy Crystal, you probably like don't get the back and forth, registering the way it does.
So for me, like I know immediately it's him from the voice.
No, yes. I mean I do, but you don't know immediately from the face.
Same with Carol Kane. Like,
oh yeah,
right. And back then, I know a lot of people said that they didn't realize that was even him, even after the scene was over. Because if you're not as familiar, like we have the benefit of hindsight,
benefit of like everything after this, right? This is
this is like Billy Crystal's even more of a legend now than he was then. But so a lot of people, I think the joke may be slightly lost on us because back then he was unrecognizable in this scene. And it was a fun Easter egg for people to be like, was that Billy Crystal? Like you're trying to figure it out. Like
this is one of my favorite things, like where they knock and they're trying to get Miracle Max to help him, and he's just like,
beat it, or I'll call the Brute Squad.
I'm on the Brute Squad.
You are the Brute Squad.
And I love when he says that. He gives him a quick look up and down.
Yeah, like it's just such a clever, like all the lines he delivers are so insanely clever.
Well, and a lot of it is ad lib. When he opened,
which is why Rob Reiner and them had to go off set, because he was just riffing.
He so when he like opens the little slide, he's supposed to just say, what was written was about Humperdinck. Or the king's son fired him or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He added the part about, it being so, thanks for bringing up something so painful. You want to give me a paper cut, pour some lemon juice in it.
Right. Like, and he finally lets him in.
Besides, why would you want someone the king's stinking son fired? I might kill whoever you want to make the miracle.
He's already dead.
He is, huh? I'll take a look.
He's already dead?
Yeah, he's already dead. So he's got nothing to lose. So you bring him in, and I think the undertone of all the jokes and all the quick whips and back and forth is his confidence is kind of shot because he got fired. And he's, Inigo gives this bullshit story.
His wife is crippled. His children are on the brink of starvation.
You a rotten liar.
Because he's only mostly dead. Not all the way
turns
dead.
out.
Yeah, it turns out he's a little bit alive. And so when he pushes down, it says true love.
Yeah.
That's what he's, why is he hanging on? It's true love. And he's just like, what does he say?
One of my favorite lines is like right before that, when he's like, oh, let's see what he has to say. And he's like, how you can't ask questions to a dead person because
Look who knows so much, huh?
Yes, but he says...
But that's not what he said. He distinctly said to blave. And as we all know, to blave means to bluff.
And then his wife comes out, liar!
Oh, dude. And
she's
Carol
dressed
Kane,
up, too.
And, dude, by the way, I mean, this
Get
is
away
like...
from me, witch!
We gushed in our Scrooged episode.
I was going to say the same
Carol
thing,
Kane.
dude. We love Carol Kane, I think.
Dude, again, I think I said this. I don't know if this is on a live episode or whatever, but she was on one of the new Always Sunny episodes when Danny DeVito is doing a Bachelor parody.
Yeah.
And so she's one of the ones on there. The other one is a girl that's
so
play
funny,
on
man.
the spit on that thing, except they called her Cock Chua.
Her name was Cock Chua. Her catchphrase was,
I'll chew on that thing. Chew on that thing? I can just chew on that thing. Whenever you want.
what does that mean?
This is a current season?
Yeah, the last one that just dropped. So go watch it. Always Sunny SpongeBob podcast. So anyway, so she's reading the fucking riot act that he's a liar, and this is true love. You know it was true love. Blah blah blah, and so she knows that he can bring him back.
This is Buttercup's true love. If you heal him, he will stop Humperdinck's wedding.
Shut up. Wait. I make him better. Humperdinck suffers.
Humiliations galore.
He is all in getting revenge on the man that fired him from the miracle working business originally. So he creates a miracle pill to give to Wesley and AKA Dreadpire Roberts.
It looks like Lance Armstrong's nut.
It's a
big pill.
The chocolate flavor helps it go down, and so they give that to Inigo and Fezzik, and they decide. So they go to storm the castle with the body of the man in black.
Which he tells him it's going to take him a little bit to, if it works, it's going to take him a little bit to regain all.
15 minutes for potency, and don't swim for
an hour.
Yeah,
a good hour.
Yeah, dude. And so
they feed him the pill.
They do. They hide on a rampart, and they're overlooking, sort of plotting their storming of the castle gates. And they feed him the pill, and he instantly comes back to life. But he's like still crippled.
And he's a dick too, and it's funny as shit.
So I got a story right here. So right after, so they're leaned up against this wall, kind of overlooking the castle, right? And André or Fezzik says, how long do you think it'll take for the pill to start working? As soon as he says that line, apparently he let out the biggest fart ever. They said it was 16 seconds long.
Yes.
Were they how do they know that?
I will rebuttal that and say that, per everything I've read, was an actual average André fart.
Okay. So maybe everyone else was not used to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. It's massive.
Cary said that it was so long that the camera crew were sticking their heads out around the camera and looking, and it was shaking that plaster wall. and so,
you imagine how good that felt.
So they stop, and Rob's like, André, you okay? And he goes, I am now, boss.
It feels so good.
Dude, there's so many stories with him wrestling. Even on that documentary, they talk about his epic flatulence, where he would just clear rooms and it smelled awful.
Dude was eating like 5 entrees and like
6 bottles of
7
wine,
appetizers.
Rob and Wright talked about they went out to eat one night after doing reads, and he ordered 5 entrees, and she's like, I mean, he was a big guy, you know. So I guess he would eat that much. And she goes, I didn't realize that was just an appetizer.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they were.
And he was drinking like a case of wine a night.
Yeah.
And,
Dude, can you imagine? I'm going to need 12 more of these.
Why won't my arms move?
You've been mostly dead all day.
As they're on the ramparts, they feed Wesley the miracle pill. He wakes up, but he's sort of just crippled. He can't really move. Slowly, he's starting to recover his faculties.
Well,
but like,
and then he's trying to take inventory, and he's just like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, what can we do? And he was just
how are we
like,
gonna storm?
It's not like we have a wheelbarrow, and they're like, well. We have a wheelbarrow. And he's just like, why didn't you tell me that earlier? Like,
what I'd give her a Holocaust cloak.
And then, like, Looney Tunes fashion, Fezzik pulls a fucking cloak out of his shirt.
All right, so
but I do like that they address it. Like, where'd you get that? He goes, Miracle Max. It feels so good, he let me keep it.
Yeah, I know. It's a good explanation. Leaf, walk us through this.
Okay, this is a point of contention for people because the scene with Miracle Max is very, very Jewish. They're even arguing in Yiddish, I'm pretty sure, at one point in time. And so the fact that Fezzik has a Holocaust cloak, that's actually just the name for a pyrotechnic cloak that is able to be lit on fire, but it's created and manufactured in a certain way that it can be burned, but it doesn't burn the person wearing it. Right? Which is an actual effect. It's an actual thing. I have no idea why it's called a Holocaust cloak. You guys can, in chat or in our comment section, let us know, man.
Just don't. And we'll move on. Like, let's just forget about all that.
Actually, you know what? Let's never mention it again.
Let's not mention it again. We know what it is. We know why it's called that. So let's move on. So he has one because, like Shadwick said, it fits so well. You let him keep it.
You know what? You know what? That's not the most offensive thing in this because skipping down to the announcement of the marriage, the Humperdinck's like, you know, the king has died, and he says, "Love her as I have loved her."
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Yeah,
that was a dream sequence that didn't actually have the king still alive.
It's
so fucking weird, though.
Yeah, blame Buttercup. Weird. That's actually her dream, not
that was her dream.
Yeah,
dude, the old country must have been fucked up.
Fucked up, dude.
So we have the Holocaust.
Man, you watching this? It is fucked up.
So we have the Holocaust cloak.
Yeah. So our trio of heroes now have their plan. On a bold plan, indeed, on how to storm the gates of the castle. However, inside the castle, the wedding is already beginning. And we get a clergyman afflicted with rhoticism, played by Peter Cook, which gives one of the most hilarious performances.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
This was based off, I don't know if it was Rob Reiner or I can't remember who based this off of, but there was a preacher or pastor or something that had a lisp or had this
eroticism is what it is.
So they had this and they more or less turned it up to 10 and said, let's make a character out of it. And this is,
it's
iconic.
Man.
It is
he gives this hilarious performance, as he's given the opening statements. But however, outside a dark apparition appears as it's floating towards the castle. Fezzik, wearing the Holocaust cloak, stands in a wheelbarrow as Inigo pushes, still carrying the mostly limp body of the man in black, aka Wesley. As he's pushing him towards it, he explodes in fire. What's the line, Chris, that Fezzik delivers?
The Twin Power Warbird is here for you.
There will be no survivors.
Yeah.
I will be here, but you will will not be here.
You didn't have riders, okay? So, you know.
He delivers this booming line, and the soldiers guarding the gate absolutely panic at the flaming visage of what they think is the dread pirate Roberts in flames. And and they flee, except for Humperdinck's chief enforcer, Yellen, played by Malcolm Story. He's been in a lot of stuff, including the Dances with Wolves, dude. Like he plays like one of the he's been in a ton of stuff. Yellen gives up the gate key instantly to the criminals when they threaten to have Fezzik rip his arms off.
Give us the gate key.
I have no gate key. Fezzik, tear his arms off. Oh, you mean this gate key?
And then so now they have stormed. They're in. I can't stop it. I can't stop doing it.
Inside the castle, Inigo, Fezzik, and a slowly recovering Wesley encounter Count Rugen and some of the guards in the castle corridor. Rugen sixes guards on Inigo and Fezzik, but Inigo, using his sword, his fencing skills, quickly dispatches the guards.
Dude, he fucks him up quick, too.
And then, guys, we finally came to it. He addresses Count Rugen, the six-fingered man, with the line.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Well, yeah, Rugen, like
he's square, he's ready to go.
He squares up and then
he fucking bounces. Rugen hits that fucking 4-4-40, homie. He's gone,
he's
son.
Like, dude, yeah, he's
like
hitting
fucking
it.
Cat Williams in that hall.
He said, "Nope."
He runs from
this whole scene, this part leading up, going forward, because he's finally got the guy.
He has him.
That killed his father. Mm-hmm. He closes the door and he locks it. The fucking distress and urgency in his voice when he's yelling for Fezzik.
He's getting away from me, Fezzik! Please!
Like, I believe that. When that's happening, like, I believe that. Fezzik comes around, he has to set fucking Wesley up on one of the
like suits of armor.
The suit of armor that may have Bill or Ted in there from Excellent Adventure. We're not sure yet.
You killed Ted, you medieval dickweed!
But he goes and he punches the door open. But just, again, like I said, that urgency, like him screaming.
He's so close to revenge, man. You could just feel it. Like he's there.
And Mandy's like really throwing himself at that door too.
Dude, he is. Like that's what I mean. This whole scene, like everything about this going forward with Inigo Montoya, like, am I like, fuck yes. Like I don't know, pump that in my veins, baby.
Bro, it's so freaking good. So he's chasing down the six-fingered man, running through corridors. There's this long chase scene. Unfortunately, the six-fingered man is a very clever man and skilled. He takes out a knife from his boot, and as Inigo runs through the door, the six-fingered man throws a blade straight into his stomach. And you're crestfallen as a viewer here.
You are crestfallen.
You're just sad because you see him like he's bleeding. He can't hardly move. He falls against the wall and he sort of slinks down.
He's apologizing to his father because he's failed.
He's failed. You're so sad because he was so close to avenging his father, but like Hulk Hogan,
dude,
Inigo starts to rally.
He gets up. And even Rugen's like,
good heavens, are you still trying to win?
Then he gets up again and he hits a...
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yes.
So I want to point something out. I don't know if you guys realize this or not. Rugen goes over there like to finish him off, right?
Yeah.
And he goes to stab him, and he deflects it, and it hits him in the shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah.
He tries to stab him again.
This. Yes.
Deflects it, goes into his bicep.
And this is very poignant going forward.
Yep. Then he's like starts, coming back. He's repeating the line, and each time he repeats it, he's getting more and more ferocious. He's getting his legs under him again. And then they
In
have
reverse-
the actual fight.
Right. And in reverse order, does he inflict the same damage that was inflicted on him by that man?
Such a good scene.
So he
Good call,
goes
Shabbat.
shoulder, bicep, or bicep, shoulder. I can't remember the order. Hits him on both cheeks.
Face. Yep.
And this is the one that I was talking about earlier in the episode. Pump this shit in my veins,
bro.
Where he's
dude.
like, offer me anything.
Yeah, offer me money.
Offer me everything I ask for.
Anything you want.
I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
And runs him through. I'm asking the question right now. Is there a better revenge scene in film? And if so, off the top of your heads, we've all been drinking.
To me, dude, for me, Goosebumps still to this day.
Such a sick scene.
Every
man.
time I watch that, when he's like, bring my, I
want my father back.
I want my
son of
father
a
back,
bitch.
you son of a bitch. And dude,
just
when he says
runs him
that,
through.
fuck, like,
Bro,
in my
dude.
veins.
Yes, man. That's what I'm asking, dude. Comment section. Like, is there a better revenge scene than this? This is peak cinema for me, too, dude. This feels so good.
Every time I watch this, I can be half-ass watching this, and then da-da-da-da-da-da. When it comes to the scene, I'm engaged, and when that line hits, I feel that shit, like, in my soul.
Oh, you do, man. And so the six-finger man falls dead,
dude,
and
fuck
revenge is completed. Yeah, fuck that loser, man. That guy sucks. And so obviously Diego runs up the stairs. Revenge completed, and we cut back to, unfortunately, Wesley, still being mostly crippled, was unable to stop the wedding, and his unfortunate love is being escorted by the king.
I love the king in this. Like,
me too, dude.
she gives him a, it says that he's always been kind to her. Gives him a kiss on the cheek because she knows she's about to off herself, and
tells him even.
And
but I'm going to go kill myself now.
And he's just like, okay, because him and his wife are like, that was a very strange wedding or whatever. And then so she kisses him on the cheek, and he's like, what was that for? And she's like, you always were so kind to me or whatever. And he's like, and she like says she's going to offer herself. She walks away, and he's like, she kissed me. He's just fucking stoked that she kissed him. Like he's telling his wife, and he's walking away happy, and she grabs a knife and she's about to do it, and then Wesley drops one of the most Chadwick lines ever.
There's a shortage in this world of rotten tits.
And so Wesley is behind her in her bed. She doesn't even notice. And so she leaps on him. She's kissing him. Mm-hmm. He's not really responding because his body
gently.
Yeah, his body's still
Why
messed
won't you
up.
hold me, Wesley?
Exactly. And they're interrupted by Prince Humperdinck, and we come to the final confrontation. Prince Humperdinck challenges Wesley to a duel to the death, but Wesley refuses. Instead,
to the pain.
Challenging Prince Humperdinck to a duel to the pain.
This is a good back and forth because we all know that Wesley's buying time.
Yeah.
And even Humperdinck knows that Wesley's somehow buying time. He doesn't know why, but he's like, you're stalling. And he
can assume, that Prince Humperdinck knows that Wesley just returned from the dead, so he's still not in great shape.
Yeah.
That's how I viewed it.
We'll shorten it, but he basically tells me he's going to cut everything off of him except for his ears, so that he can hear everything.
Children, like,
dear God, what is that hideous thing?
Yeah.
I laugh at it every single time. Dude.
And so then he stands up, he points his sword. We're all like, oh fuck, Wesley's back.
Drop your sword.
And Humperdinck fucking cowers like the bitch he is.
Yes.
Tells him to sit down.
Baby back.
Yeah.
Baby back.
And then Buttercup ties him up, which I like. There's a line in there where he's just like,
Time up. Make it as tight as you like.
Like whatever. He's like, you
don't
can fucking
spare him.
just cut off his circulation. It doesn't matter.
Screw him.
And so
and then Montoya comes in and like Wesley kind of like crumples against the bed or whatever, and Humperdinck's like, I knew it.
And he points his like sword at him.
Yeah. And Diego asks if he wants Wesley to dispatch him, and Wesley says no because, and this is really important because, as Grandpa said, Humperdinck lives, and Wesley decides, his fate. He basically says, I want him to live a long and lonely life with his cowardice, so he lets him live because the pain of living as a coward, is obviously worse than death, I think.
So are we to assume that they expose his plan to create a war, or
I think it doesn't. I mean, at this
or
point,
are we to assume that he still becomes king? And
I mean, eventually
he probably does, but I think that they're basically gonna retire to an island, right?
Yeah.
Like, what you find out? So, like,
fire swamp,
right? So as they sit there, they hear Fezzik call. Because they can't. Where's Fezzik? And they can't find him. And you hear Fezzik call, and he found 4 white horses.
And I thought there are 4 of us. If we ever find a lady, hello, lady.
And Fezzik,
and I don't know what it is like with I pointed out like Joker falling. I pointed out Hans Gruber, Catwoman. This shot of Buttercup where she's jumping down
and she's falling slow motion almost.
Yeah, and it, like her dress is like fluttering, and there's like a lot of contrast with the black sky behind her. Everything. It's just a fucking beautiful shot.
Yeah, I love it. And so here's what's fucking crazy. She had to be on wires for André to even hold her up because his back was so bad at that point that he and she probably weigh 110, 20 pounds max.
If that.
Yeah,
far less than he could obviously lift.
Like he fucking used to throw people in the front row, that weighed 300 pounds.
300 pounds.
It's for me, knowing all that, I kind of wish, like we said earlier, I kind of wish I didn't know all that. Watching it now, like it's a little sobering reality. But to Shadwick's point, I mean, she's beautiful anyway, but the whole contrast, the dress flowing, her dropping in, and the joy on her face when she lands in André's arms, and his joy, like you see in his face, like I feel like that's genuine. Like they seem just happy. Right? And they jump on the horses, man, and dude, they're fucking off. And
is that André on that horse? I wonder.
No, fuck
it is
no.
not.
No.
Because he is so little. I actually was laughing my ass off.
But that's that stunt double they used for him when they were fighting. When Wesley, if you watch this Wesley stunt double and them fighting earlier, like you can see when they almost are. If you look at their legs in contrast, and that scene I'm talking about, like the André stunt double may be like 2 or 3 inches taller than the Wesley guy. So it's like,
so he's a big guy, but
he was having to deal with some issues here, but you do get the nice, Wesley looks at Inigo Montoya and's like, you would make a wonderful Dread Pirate Roberts. So basically in your brain, Fezzik's going to go with him. They're going to be Dread Pirate Robertson. Wesley's retiring to an island. Like all the fucking loose ends are tied up, and dude, the grandpa's describing the final scene, but you know what?
He closes the book because he knows that his son is a gay man. And he's not interested in all this kissing and nonsense, dude. But this one time, maybe there's some hope. The Fred Savage's character, the young grandson, says,
He's like, I'm telling you, Fred, once you meet this Winnie Cooper, Fred, I'm telling you.
She saved him, dude. Yeah, like, and the grandson basically is like, I don't mind so much. So the grandpa reads the last line of the book, and he says,
much like Rob Reiner said, I don't mind it.
I don't mind.
Well, you know what? It's a callback to the beginning of the story. When he's talking about not wanting to hear the kiss, and he's like, someday you might not mind so much,
right?
And then he has a story arc,
right?
By the end of it, he's like, oh, well, I don't mind so much.
Yes, and this is one of the more beautiful parts of this movie is at the very end, like we talked about earlier. We talked about in our old age, looking back when we did the same shit. When we're like, I wish we had spent more time with our relatives and stuff that aren't here anymore, right?
Yeah.
And he tells Grandpa, Grandpa's like, you need to get some sleep or whatever. And he's like, maybe tomorrow. you could come by and
So this
Read
is
it again.
I said 99.9% of it was filmed in England.
yeah, this is the one.
This was the 0.1%, because they had already filmed this. They had wrapped filming and everything, but they did a wide shot of when the grandpa turns around and says, "As you wish." And Rob
They
Reiner's
wanted it
like,
close.
Rob Reiner's like, that's got to be a close up. So
And he's right.
They built just the corner of this room, the set back in Los Angeles, and refilmed this.
As you wish.
And I think that's what puts this bow on this movie is like one of the fucking best of all time. Like
Yeah.
for me, I could watch this all the time.
Honestly, like I said, I just started watching this movie about 10 years ago, but I've watched it so many times since then.
Yeah.
And every single time I get a little teary eyed with
Same.
that last line, dude.
Yep, same here, man. It's just
so
I don't know.
good.
We
And
think
honestly, like my grandfather passed like right before I turned 10, so I don't really, you know, I never had a great relationship with him, but yeah, it just hits you in the feels.
to me like with my both my grandfathers I think passed away before I was 18, or maybe 19. But as you hear the stories, like for me and my family, like I hear the stories of like my grandparents and like their brothers and sisters and shit. And I'm, you know how we are, right? I'm like, man, if I could have had a couple of beers with them back in the day, like if we were the same age or we were alive at the same time, would have been fucking fun.
What if, man? What if, guys? Listen, let's raise a iocane powdered filled glass of wine to
Dude,
the
I bet
bro.
my life on it.
Yeah, I'll bet my life on it, guys. So, guys, let's do the deed that is very challenging for us to do on this movie. And guys, from the movie Princess Bride, what is your favorite line? And I'll go first.
Beat it, or I'll call the Brute Squad.
I'm on the Brute Squad.
You are the Brute Squad.
Yes, dude.
Leaf, what do you got, man?
Man, I hate to do it. I hate to do it to y'all, man. Give me a montage of
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. Inconceivable. Inconceivable. Inconceivable.
I love it, man.
I gotta have it,
dude. You gotta have it in there, dude.
have it, man.
Shadwick, what do you got, man?
I gotta go back to Miracle Max, where the wife comes in and she's like,
But after what you just said, I'm not even sure I want to be that anymore.
You never had it so good.
Yes.
So, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe. If you're digging what we're doing, hit us with the 5 stars. Tell your friends. And remember, at the very beginning of the episode, Buttercup, after Wesley was gone, she took the easy way out. So that takes us over to the Norm Macdonald clip of the week.
Texas millionaire J. Howard Marshall may have died 2 months ago, but as we see here, he and wife Anna Nicole Smith can still enjoy a romantic evening at home.